everyone, and welcome back to Song Woven, the Blackguards Gallery. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, it was a little mixed there. Not what I wanted, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Yes, welcome back. In case you missed it at the top of the last session, we are says this campaign is being run on freaking Level Up Advanced 5th Edition. Not freaking. You take that part out. Level Up Advanced 5th Edition is our wonderful sponsor who has been powering our game in today's episode, the last episode, and all future episodes. Do we have any announcements at the top of the show? Because if not, we can just jump right in.
In to pirates.
Let's go. Let's go, adrenaline rush.
Let's go.
Oh, goodness. That unironically put a spike of, energy in me, and now I'm trying to wiggle it off.
Shake it off.
Too pumped.
All right. With that said, that was our quickest intro ever. With that said, in the last session of the Blackguards Gallery, we join our motley crew as they venture into the outer depths of the Riverian Ocean. Yes, Captain Aura, the captain, Daphne, the first mate, Kev, the cook, Hiljan, Humphrey the cook. My bad.
Please, my kid.
Kev the cook just sounds so, you know, it's alliterative.
It does sound good.
It's alliterative. I don't mean to put you in the box, but I hope you can cook, Kev.
I can cook. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I'll have you know.
Victor, Hiljan, and now I messed up. Wait, come back.
This is how the intro gets to normal.
This is how the intro, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
This is how we do it.
Had to say it. You had to say it.
Hiljan Ilzuin, the helmsman.
Wait, who's the captain and who's helmsman again?
Okay, hold on.
We take turns.
We have
Nobody knows.
Zachariah, the navigator, and One-Eyed Jane, a deckhand, and unofficial muscle. We started with our motley crew venturing through a rapid storm, but after everyone got all hands on deck and maneuvered the ship together, they brought themselves to safety on calmer waters. They are venturing through what is known as Thieves' Crest, a collection of sharp rocks and shallow waters that no smart sailor would ever dare to venture. But this is the Blackguards. They're a bit more daring than the rest. It is
Dumb.
it is also a very convenient place to do dubious dealings from the eyes of the Navy. Yes, it is there that they met the Rustknots, another band of pirates who are within the same pirate confederation as the Blackguards. After a brief chat, something about a compass, which they had the bottom half of one, the other top half belonging to Zachariah. Where does this compass lead to? That is still in question. But what mattered to Captain Maruzar, the Dragonborn, 7.5-foot tall juggernaut of the Rustknots, it didn't concern him. Yes, he simply wanted to find out what the Blackguards was worth. After a choice of game was chosen by Captain Aura, with stakes being, if they win, they get the compass. If they lose, Captain Marzar gets to capitalize on one of their many bounties. Just a duel of wrestling was went through. Very shortly thereafter, despite the taunting, Captain Marzar was sent flying through the air. No longer a Navy, part of the Air Force, as he lands into the water with his whole crew basically diving over to help him because he cannot swim. That is where we left off. As we go towards one of our companions, a part of the motley crew who I had left out of the recap because he is that stealthy. Humphrey.
Mm-hmm.
During the midst of the commotion, as they were preparing their contest, you slipped away, going in towards the central area, the captain's quarters. As you hear the loud taunts of Captain Marzar outside, ready to fend off with One-Eyed Jane, who is inhumanely strong, you slip away towards the captain's quarters. Humphrey. As you make your way in, I will ask you, what specifically are you looking for?
As I was just informed, stealing is bad. I'll try to look for anything, all sorts of papers that have official signias on them, or like official stamps and stuff, maybe.
Okay.
And maybe treasure maps, all sorts of paper, like stuff like that.
Please go ahead and give me an investigation check.
All right. I would roll physical dice if I know what are all the things that I could add on it.
You have a specialty?
In investigation, sorry, was it?
Yes, investigation.
No, no specialty.
Okay.
Oh.
24.
Let's go.
So,
You better not get caught.
so I will say, Humphrey, and we're still hinging on your 30 stealth from last game. So that's still very much there. So I will say, just for clarification, stealing something, it's not a capital offense in the Confederation. It's just you're going to go to court and you pay the necessary fines.
Steal.
Or whichever.
Steal everything.
So you can steal. Just pay
Steal
the fine.
everything. Steal everything. We'll pay the
Village
fine.
rich enough to steal.
Humphrey does have an expertise die on investigation because you're
Gathering
you're
rumors.
archetype.
I'll go ahead and take that. Roll additional D4 on top of it.
Oh, I thought it was already added. All right. 2, so 26.
26, my favorite number,
Nice.
unironically. So, Humphrey. Taking advantage of the commotion outside, which definitely has everyone's attention, you are sifting through the sort of like the many documents of the captain's quarters. Now, I will say that the inside of the captain's quarters is a bit garish. There is a very large bed for a very large man. There's actually like an anvil in here, which interesting addition to a captain's quarters. But it's a rather large room with a desk set in the middle, and multiple cabinets that are nailed down to the floor. Going through, you do find many things that you would typically find in like a charter room in the Instacar. It seems like these guys are actually pretty organized somehow. You find a journal, multiple of them, stacked in one drawer. And I will say that you do find news clippings. You haven't been to a society. You haven't been to like a shore in a while. That's why your supplies on the Instacar is running so low. So like, and it seems like these news clippings are coming from pretty recently. Other than that, you do find an assortment of like different, multiple different items, but like it's nothing that will prove use to you now.
Okay. Do I remember in the conversation that happened with everyone around, the captain of the ship mentioned that they got a compass from an old man?
Yes.
Did they mention when they got it? Like how many days, weeks ago?
Your answer is found if you want to look. If you look through the journal.
Oh yeah, I'd love to do that.
It seems like Captain Marzar has gone through and written down some of his thoughts on events, and it does date that says a decrepit old man says who shows no respect, who thinks he can just come up and speak to us, basically, has given us a useless piece of trash.
Okay.
But he does then go on to like write down something along the lines of like, I've heard this story 1,000 times before. Some piece of something that leads to a lost something. And the thing that I want to do is that I want to show the image that pirates don't chase ghosts, that they make their own legend. But then it keeps going on. It talks about his former first mate, the one before Whiskey Breeze. how the first mate wanted to use this opportunity because eventually he found out that the Blackguards are very interested in it, and that the first mate wanted to use this to lure you all in and to capitalize on the bounty and capture all of you. And on the next note it says, I've known him for 7 years. I hung him right there.
Okay.
Whiskey Breeze is the first mate now. I will not stain my honor.
Holy fuck.
Okay.
Captain Marzar goes hard.
I think I've heard him.
Okay.
He goes, it further says like, I have, says my former first mate is now makes up a part of the whole.
Oh gosh. Okay.
This is the best his cowardice will do to me now.
Okay.
So that probably explains why Whiskey Breeze didn't know who the captain was when you guys showed up.
Oh my god! Literally promoted that day.
Like, come on, Whiskey, you had one job. You had one job, Whiskey.
Up until the point, and it starts correlating with the news clippings. You can cross intersect, but it seems to be like there was a process of learning about the Blackguards. Captain Marzar actually tried to learn sign language, it seemed.
Oh.
to speak with Captain Aura. He did his own research, but then he keeps going on. But then he goes on about like the noble on the ship. And you do see like on the clipping, it says House Boreas of Anera, defunct. The lord of the house has been arrested on the counts of treason.
Okay.
And there is a date stating that House give me 1 second here. House Creston will oversee the ceremonies of the defunction of House Boreas, which
What
you
was
can,
the house? What?
House Creston. I'm gonna go ahead and type it in the chat.
Okay.
All right. I mean, all right.
So this is information that he's withheld during the conversation. But up until the last point, I'm going to meet the Blackguards in the Thieves' Crest, and I want to know what their worth is and if the stories are true.
Okay.
And that's where it ends.
It's no secret to us that Boreas is Aura's last name.
Yes.
Okay.
These clippings were from a week ago.
A week ago. Okay. Any more information on other party members? Going through what just like a little bit on everyone, what their information is.
It seems like the captain was mostly writing about Captain Aura, and of course there's like all the tall tales and stuff that he writes about. When she's in battle, she turns into a demon covered in smoke, or things like that. Which you could probably think is like, oh, that's probably the gun, the smoke from her guns that she shoots 1,000 times.
Never believe the tall tales, only believe the short ones.
Hey, they matter too!
Other than that, there is a name on here, Raylan Creston.
Do we know this name?
Oh boy.
No.
I was checking the note
No.
sheet.
I've been looking through all our notes. I was gonna say, Victor, do you know this person?
Me?
Yeah. No.
Oh, darn it.
He's
Okay.
For those who don't know, Victor, reason couldn't answer is because he's posting gifs in our chat.
Oh, me? I don't know what you're talking about. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I think
What do you say the first name was?
Oh, Raylan.
Raylan.
When it says the noble on the ship, is it clearly talking about Aura, or does it seem like it could be interpreted to be someone else?
It could be interpreted as definitely someone else. And it seems like the noble on the ship and Raylan Creston are interconnected.
That's what I thought.
you guys know how to ask questions way better than I do. I'm just here for the treasure.
And the
Which
snacks.
now that
And the snacks, baby.
Now that I feel like I've kind of exhausted the information on the journals and everything, I'll just kind of go through the drawers and stuff, just looking for gems, like something like very superficial, like kind of treasure.
With that 26
magic
investigation, you definitely find a great bunch of things. I will say go ahead and add an assortment of 3 potions to your inventory. You don't know what they do yet.
Oh,
2 of them are blue.
some soup.
2 of them are blue. One of them is a sort of milky color. And I will go ahead and say that you find a belt of some sort. And it's a fairly large and weighted belt. It's heavy. Unless if you have a bag of holding, you probably can't conceal this very well.
Okay. Damn.
We all agree we don't know Humphrey, right? No way, right?
By this point, Humphrey, as you're kind of like thinking it over, you hear in the distance, and then a loud whoosh, a splash.
God, it's so tempting, but I can't conceal it. If I put it around myself and if I I do have my plate, my what's it called? One second. I have the glamored padded leather, which normally looks like a cook's apron, but when I snap my finger, it turns into like a proper armor. Can I like
you can
put it
glamour.
under it and like put a belt on?
Okay, here's what.
Of course, the apron is armor.
Here's
Yes.
all right. Here's what I'm gonna ask of you. It is a fairly big weighted belt. The moment you try to put it on to feel to like conceal it, it suddenly feels very light. But yeah, and you, Glamour, I am going to go ahead and ask.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and ask for a stealth check, but it's going to have to be with disadvantage.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Less of a belt, more of a
He'll be
cummerbund.
fine.
Yeah. Let's see. There's so much stuff I could add.
Yeah, even with disadvantage, I think you're
Dexterity?
fine.
No specialty. First is a 27. Oh, why do I always have to switch between windows?
Why is Humphrey rolling like crazy?
A good mod.
That's taking a 28. I don't know if that includes expertise or not. I'm never sure.
Hey,
If
I'm going to tell
the
you.
thing does it automatically.
I'll go ahead and tell you right now, man. I don't think it matters. So, Humphrey, you put it on. Your strength score is at 19 now. And you just...
All right.
The apron's on. You feel like you're concealing it pretty well underneath the glamour.
Okay. And then I bold with all, like, still thinking about the information that I just read and feeling kind of buff. kind of buff. And just like, whew, okay. Damn. Let's go back.
You have also taken... Did you take the assortment of gems?
Oh, no.
You
Sorry.
did not. You did not.
I wasn't aware that there was an assortment of gems.
Yeah.
I have the 3 potions written down.
Yeah, 3 potions. It got lost in the shuffle, but I said there was an assortment of gems. Do you take those?
I think not all of them, just like a handful.
All right.
Like not take too long. Just
Okay.
like a healthy handful.
a nice chunk, a healthy chunk. And you leave. I'll go ahead and say that you have taken about 2,800 pieces worth of gems with that one grasp.
2,800. Okay.
If this gets found out, the crew's gonna have to pay triple of what was stolen.
Oh,
This is
God.
why we're respected, though, you know? Like, just doing
Because-
pirate things.
Captain Marzar was like, I hung my own first mate for these guys.
And we're like, thank you. And we're like, we appreciate your
Humphrey-
service.
Like, thanks. I only took a handful of your shit.
Captain Marzar is like, I am an honorable pirate. I wouldn't do anything to these people. And then Humphrey's like, okay. Anyway.
We're where we
Like-
are because we hustle hard, guys.
And after I took all that,
Culture.
I would make my way back to standing next to one of my crewmates and just like, wow, they take a long time for that. I mean,
Brooklyn,
why
I know,
can't you
right?
swim when you're on a ship? That's crazy.
Humphrey just kind of like slides back into place. It's
Did
like
we notice?
he wasn't.
We noticed he was gone.
You guys, I'll say that you guys were definitely enamored with the sight of a flying dragonborn. They typically don't have wings. But you get, but yeah, it's like Humphrey never left.
Okay. Oh, God damn it.
After
Let's go.
after a bit of time, you see that the crew members have a freaking they have to throw ropes down and tie Captain Marzar, and multiple people have to pull him up. But eventually, like, they're uprooting a piece of sunken treasure, but instead it's a grumpy dragonborn. Coughing up seawater as multiple other members begin to crawl up over the onto the top of the ship. Everyone seems tired. After that small while, he just rubs his like maw, and he just stands up, still coughing seawater, just looking towards One-Eyed Jane, and he just goes, "I lost."
Yeah, you did. Probably should learn how to swim too if you're gonna be like, you know, captain of a ship. But it's okay.
You know she's right, Whiskey Breeze goes. He goes, and Captain Marzar just goes, "I will throw you overboard." The thing is, it's not a problem for me. I can swim.
See?
Oh my god. I know who gets hanged next.
He clenches his large hands, but just take a deep breath. Says, "On the accords of our agreement, Captain, this compass is yours."
Aura will step forward, first sign, "Good game, Captain," and then extend her hand.
He grips your hand and shakes
And it's
it.
like this, the height difference is like this. Tiny
goes-
halfling woman.
He goes prone to.
Just little shit.
And he just goes, "All right." He says, "Whiskey Breeze, gather the compass, give it to them."
I still have it in my hand. I never put it down.
As that happens, though, one of the members, specifically the woman who had confused you all before, who had greeted you all, just goes, "Hold on, just a moment." He says, "I suspect there's foul play here." And the captain goes, "That was a fair and honest contest." "Wait, Captain, wait." He says, This woman says, "There is no possible conceivable way that she could have thrown you," says the captain of the Rustnauts, "across the air. There's an enchantment on her. There's something."
You saying that the captain was in on it?
"Is that what you're saying?"
Gonna get another person to hug.
Captain, you've thought about this, right?" He goes, "One more word out of you. You've seen what happens to the last first mate who went against my wishes." She steps
Aura looks
back.
at Daphne. Raises an eyebrow at Daphne.
She wasn't gonna. She was just standing there, and then she sees Aura look at her, and she's like, like, are you implying something?
You see, one of the crew members we're gonna go to the table, but you see that you're already holding on to it, Zachariah. And they look towards the captain, and the captain just waves his hand. "Captain, I believe that one over there wanted to speak with us privately as well." "Oh, which one?" "The one who threw you into the ocean with great ease." "Why'd you say it like that?" It looks over at One-Eye Jane.
It's true.
Okay. Gonna walk that one off. He just goes,
Because he can't swim that one off.
"Zachariah, roll initiative." I'm kidding. And he just goes, "You wanted to speak with me privately?"
More specifically, and I'll look at the turtle. I would like to speak to your first mate. That's all right.
"What did you do?" Looking at Whiskey Breeze, and Whiskey Breeze is like, "No, all right. Let's go to the captain's quarters."
Yes, let's.
And Captain Marzar just like waves his hand through the air, holding up a hand. You see a lot of the crew members like seemingly taking that as a sign of like, okay, they start leading their weapons against things, and like complete like just lowering the weapons and such.
They put down their bombs.
Captain Marzar looks to you, Captain Aura, and just goes, "I wish you luck in chasing footsteps, Captain.
It's half the fun. Tips her hat. And then messages Daphne and says, let's get everyone back on the ship. We need to start moving quickly. I will wait until One-Eyed Jane is done with her discussion, but I want us to full sail. Let's get moving. We are in enemy territory, and I want us out.
Yes, Captain. And
I
she
Captain.
starts gathering people back, getting everything ready to go.
And Aura, while she waits for One-Eyed Jane, will just playfully toss a coin back and forth. One-Eyed Jane's about to get fucked.
Oh, God.
You never should have come here.
Captain, Marzar, before
Yes.
we leave, you said an old man gave you the other half of the compass, right? Is there any more information that you can think of? Description, name, anything?
I suspect this elderly person has some connection to all of you. Yes, I suspect this was all a ploy of some sort to get us to clash or something of one another. It was no coincidence, for certain. It was an item that you were all seeking, correct?
And they gave you 10,000 gold pieces in addition to it.
Yes. I will not allow the Rustnots to be used as tools against their fellow pirates.
They might be watching us right now.
Yes.
There are means. If that's what they're after.
Then
I
I hope
suppose
they
we will
come
have-
themselves and break themselves upon my ship.
The old man, was he human?
Yes.
Hiljan has a moment where he still has been looking up, and after hearing Daphne, he says, I suppose we will have to look back then. As he just is communicating with Kenway, the eagle, which at this point has taken flight way above, aiming to basically fly above the range of the bird and just sort of like just fly around it at a distance, but always keeping it within its view.
Got it. So we have Kenway just circling above and keeping an eye out for anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically it's right now it's literally stalking the bird. That I believe the last session you said that it started flying in the direction of our
yes,
ship.
the Kestrel, yes.
Yeah.
The Kestrel, yeah. So Kenway is basically keeping an eye on that Kestrel.
Mm-hmm. The Kestrel, I will say by this point, because you have been keeping an eye on it.
Yeah.
It flew towards your ship, and it flew towards specifically like the inner workings of your ship, like going
Oh.
down into it.
Yes,
Motherfucker,
there's
get it
no way in
off!
hell. No, there's no way in hell Kestrel would have allowed that.
All right, Kenway.
Kenway was basically the idea was keep track on it. If it attempts to fly out of if it attempts to go completely away from this area, do not let it. And if at any point seems to be like it's going to get out, disappear, or go anything like that, just grab it. So
Kenway swoops immediately, disappearing into the whole of your ship, giving chase. But you see that
kobold screaming.
but you see that kind of silently happen. And I believe what were we doing just before? Real quick.
One-Eyed Jane
Yes.
and Whiskey Breeze.
Yes. Captain Marzar goes, Whiskey Breeze. Yes. Fetch me a sending stone, a pair. He goes, yes, Captain. Still walking with One-Eyed Jane. He goes, like I said, we will not be made tools. If at any point you come across any issues whatsoever, I will come to your aid. And then we have One-Eyed Jane and Whiskey Breeze. You see, Whiskey Breeze closes the door behind. Just goes, for all intents and purposes, I asked the captain, says, if I could relay his information, but it was while he was drowning, so I've got a mixed answer.
Mhm. I'll just hold out my hand expectantly and just be like, you know why I asked to speak to you in private.
Just, we figured every pirate crew have their secrets. Just, we would do us best to respect the privacy of other people. Handing the rolled up parchment over.
I'll take it and I'll lean in really close and just whisper to him, remember, dead men tell no tales. So the secret stays between us. And I'll eat the piece of paper.
There's some seawater flavor in there.
Great. Helps it go down.
Didn't he like jump in to go help? So
Yeah,
all
exactly.
wet.
Yeah,
That must be so
I
intimidating.
meant to do that.
Just
Yeah.
swallow that way.
Stays between
easier
us.
to eat. As you just eat it.
Mhm.
Whiskey Breeze just goes,
Yum.
okay, cool.
You understand? Yeah.
No, I get it.
You get it? Are you sure?
We have a. I could have thrown it into a fire for you if you want.
No, this is the preferred method of pirates. Didn't you know that?
No.
When you call yourself a professional, shame on you.
That's how they get all the misinformation.
Okay, well this interaction has been confusing.
Good.
Good.
And I'll just walk away without saying anything else.
All right then. Good chat. As you walk away, digesting this piece of paper.
I'm like cringing as I walk away. I'm like, oh fuck, why did I just do that? Like, that was so horrible. I'm an idiot.
Humphrey, you are attuned to like to like people's like if they're hungry, you hear when I did like there's a gurgle.
Damn. Feel the disturbance in the force.
So Captain Aura, I would say you're waiting. You see that she basically goes in, the doors close, and like almost like 30 seconds later, when IJ's walking out.
Just has a big smile on her face. And you hear a voice in your head go, good talk?
Yep. We should get going.
Yes, we should. Well done back there. Come on. And she'll immediately start moving.
Whiskey Breeze goes ahead and comes out with two stones shaped like carved like ears. Hands one to you, Captain Aura. And he goes. Captain Marzar grabs the other one. And it just goes. Seems like you have a good crew on your shoulders. They're alive, and it seems like you're leading them well. Yes. It does seem like multiple different types of pirate captains can exist. What if it works? It works.
They need to lead me, Captain. Ever play chess?
A few times.
Each of my crew members is a valuable piece on the board. Each with their own resources and skills, none of which I can emulate. I am nothing without my crew. They lead me. It's nice to meet a pirate with honor. Can't say the same for me. And you see a big smile and a peak of like a mangled tongue with her big smile.
Kind of lean over to Humphrey. Which one of us is the pawn, do you think?
I don't know. If you have to ask, I think you know.
You're right. Probably Daphne.
She's been gathering people up, so she did not hear that. For your sake, she did not hear that.
To protect you, Zachariah!
The northern waters must be dangerous for people with your connections.
We have quite a few connections, as you threatened earlier.
You do.
Indeed.
You're very wanted people.
What can I say?
Fair winds to you, Captain Aura of the Blackguards.
And to you, Captain. Work on those swimming lessons.
Shut up! He looks to Whiskey Breeze. And Whiskey Breeze, I didn't say anything. And by this point, everyone that's going back onto the in-use car. So, as everyone goes back, and Zachariah, you're holding onto these two pieces. If you've experimented with it, like putting them together, it doesn't just. It doesn't. They don't just come back together.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go have some alone time with my compass.
Oh my god.
Sorry. Compass is not your boyfriend.
I'll also approach Captain Aura and I'll be like, all right, we should move out of here like double time. Like, let Hiljan know. You know,
Hiljan, I think, is a bit busy as her eyes flip over to see what's going on with the bird.
Oh, Hiljan, yeah. As soon as the party started to make their way back to the Justicar, Hiljan probably would have been one of the first ones because he spotted Kenway diving down, so he would have immediately attempted to, discreetly, without showing much alarm, make his way back to the Justicar to find out what Kenway may have gotten.
We're gonna get to you shortly. Humphrey.
Okay. Also, if you have time later, just drop by the kitchen. There's something I need to talk to you about.
The missing toffee piece, I have no clue where it went. I truly, I think little bastard was the one who sneaked it. It's a tragedy. I'm so sorry.
That's weird. That's what everyone keeps saying.
Yeah.
When stuff goes missing.
Yeah, it's a shame. It really is.
Clarence goes, if I could get everyone into the boardroom for a moment to discuss what happens next.
I would love that, but I'd also like to get the ship moving.
Yeah.
Because now Humphrey's made me nervous. What did you take?
Jasper, the sub helmsman, just goes, "We're moving then, Captain."
Thank you, Jasper.
All right, everyone. And he starts giving orders, sails going up as the ship begins to move. Reasonably calmer waters now. If it was a storm, then Hiljan would have to take over. The ship, the Instacar, begins to move as the Rustnots, as their ship, the Screaming Maul, continues to stay there the entire time.
The name of the ship, the Screaming Maul?
Yeah. Pretty cool, right? Pretty metal.
Pretty metal, bro.
I should have called it the Whistling Maul because that's what it sounds like when it's coming towards you. Damn it.
For some reason, that name just made me think of like Mad Max. But in
Mad Max.
The Rustnots are very Mad Max.
They have their bar. They have like a bard on the front of the ship, just like hanging out with like a fire loot.
The ship begins to move, just towards a safer area. also have to retrieve your sister ship, the Pardon. So, as everything begins to move and the ship is being handled, Clarence goes, "Where's Zachariah?"
I'm currently probably climbing up to the crow's nest just to be alone with my compass and also to be available if needed.
Zachariah, can you please join?
Yeah?
Can you please join all of us?
You couldn't have said that 5 minutes earlier, Clarence. All right.
It's good strength training. You're gonna need it. And Clarence begins to head downwards towards the lower decks. Now, and it just goes. Also, One-Eyed Jane, would you do the honors of joining us as well?
I could be persuaded, yes, and then I'll make my way over.
Just persuaded very easily. Because it's that charm you get when you're a lot older. As he heads down. So, Humphrey, Captain Aura, First Mate, everyone except for Hiljan at the moment is heading down towards the boardroom. Hiljan, you head downwards. You have a telepathic bond with Kenway. You know where he is at all times. As you head downwards, following this sort of like bond that you've created, you eventually like. This Kestrel has flown down. This Kestrel has flown like all the way down, like towards like the lower decks. And eventually you get to the towards like the what are those called? Like the place where the rooms are, like the crew deck. I'm not sure what it is, but we'll just call them the rooms. This is where you stay and other important members stay, and everyone else sleeps on hammocks. You come down, and you see that in your sort of like map room where there's just the sort of central hub area where all the doors and all the doors lead to other rooms, and in the central area there's this huge table with like maps and things that you would lay out to plan your trip. You see Kenway standing on a porthole, seemingly looking out, like still in the chase. But seems to just be like standing there. You can surmise that the Kestrel has flown all the way down here and then through the porthole.
So, Hiljan would enter, look around, spot Kenway looking out the porthole. Did you get a whale, friend? He just says, "Cat," just calmly and gently toward the eagle as he looks around to see if there is anything amiss.
There are papers like scattered around, but it looks like that's just a result of like Kenway being a big bird and being very powerful when he flies. Nothing seems to be like amiss. You have to take a moment to like look through things. But nothing is to be amiss. Maybe the Kestrel couldn't have taken anything because Kenway was so hot on the trail. But your eagle friend just kind of like leers towards you. He seems almost upset.
Yeah.
This bird of prey lets something get away.
Hilden just sort of he raises his arm as he says, "Come. Perhaps there is still a chance." And so Hilden will walk, just pat Kestra on his arm, Kenway on his arm as he makes his way. He makes his way to the door and he pauses for a moment. And once again, he's just looks back.
I would say that by this point, the rest of the crew, because the stateroom, the boardroom is down here, begins to descend, and you all see Hiljan with Kenway on his arm.
I would say that if I would spot Aura, and I will say to Aura, I would like for you to try to look around, and if there is anything that you think might be missing, do let me know.
What's
I will
going
be
on?
back. I believe the Hiljan just pauses. I believe the Kestrel was here. Kenway followed it. It flew away through the porthole, it seems. There may be
Cypher
something
ship.
missing. Yes.
Oh boy.
Hiljan will just look at the group and say, I will be back. And he will make his way out to release Kenway. So basically ask for Kenway to go scouting. And he will also take the time to use his senses and look around to see if there's anything in the distance that could potentially hint to either the Kestra or anything else that may be in the horizon that we haven't been aware of.
Bring it back in one piece. If you find it.
Because we're gonna eat it.
That is the plan.
Wow.
Go ahead and give me a survival check. Hiljan, you're going to go towards the top of the ship to go find that Kestrel. Okay. So you begin to head upwards. Sorry, there's so much noise. It's going to pick up on the stream. Big cars driving by.
Busy sea.
Yeah.
Congested traffic here in the ocean.
So, Hiljan, you make your way upwards.
As
As
Hiljan passes, I'm just gonna sort of reach down, kind of pull out my spyglass, hand it to him. On the way up.
He will take it and just give you a nod as he proceeds. So that would be with a proficiency, proficient. So that would be total of 19.
Nice.
19. Ooh. Okay. So, we'll get to that. We'll get to you again. As Clarence goes, something about there's another bird to everyone else.
Nod.
Yes.
From Aura.
Well, you all have better eyes than I do. He goes,
What are you trying to say?
you all have better vision than I do.
Mm-hmm.
That was very good, by the way, One-Eyed Jade. You're very strong. Anyways, he starts walking towards the stateroom, and opens up the door for everyone to fall in. The stateroom is a large room with like a boardroom table, multiple like chairs and such. This used to be a Navy's ship, and this is where the Navies do their like, what corrupted shit I'm gonna do today. But it has been fashioned to you. This also acts as sort of like an unofficial like flag room. You see the Blackguards flag hangs above, and there are barrels with flags like stuck in there. In the very corner of the room is a white flag that has collected so much dust over the years.
Never surrender.
But you all fall into the room, and Clarence goes, "All right, well, a 6-month-old mystery come to a solve. So, Zachariah, if you can remind me, this is going to bring us towards a treasure, correct?
Yes. I'm certain.
You're certain? All right. These last 6 months, we've just been hinging on this one plan, and now it seems like it's came together, but seemingly all by just a big coincidence. I'm not the only one here that's worried, right?
Definitely not a coincidence. Something's trying to lure us, and I think we should be cautious, especially immediately after this, is my impression. If the bird was a familiar or something, I wouldn't be surprised if we'll be running into unsavory people soon.
No doubt. The directions that we're going to, too. This is the one ocean I really don't want to be on right now. On what occasion, like everything happening up north. What about you, Zachariah? Can you put that piece together?
I'll need a little bit of time, but yeah. Did it once.
Before you do, I'd like to take that half so that I can attempt to scry on the person who gave it to them. It might give us some insight on what to expect if it's successful, and it has a higher chance of being successful if I use it.
Very good idea.
I could do it now, even.
Or is just watching Zach.
Yeah. I'll place it on the table. Then I'll pick it back up. Then I'll put it back on the table.
I'd take it.
You take it.
Does any additional information help towards that old man?
If I have met him, it'll be easier. But since I don't know the name, I can't be sure that I have met him or not.
Will it still be easier?
Of that.
Will it still be easier if you have met him but don't know you've met him?
Oh.
It should. I think the connection through the magic and whatnot, it would be enough. But
there also
she
wasn't a
gets out-
name in the journal. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, there was no name. They didn't know the name, is what they told us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a human.
Yeah.
Decrepit old human man.
With no respect.
I wasn't
She gets
Clarence.
She'll get out this crystal ball and start casting the spell. Which takes 10 minutes though, so.
Oh. While that's going on,
Conversation.
Humphrey is like, so I don't take very kindly getting blackmailed, or my family getting blackmailed. So I was just taking a quick look around, while the ruckus was going on, and I just empty out my pockets, like a handful of gems, like 3 potions, and whoever wants to be strong, I don't know. I think like it'll be good for everyone. I don't think it'll help you, One-Eyed Jane. You're already, super tough. But maybe that makes for a good arm wrestling competitor to whoever has it.
Aura takes in that his robe is gone, that his chef apron, and goes, "Oh, no more kisses for the cook, I see."
Oh. Yeah, it goes back.
Humphrey, when did you were next to...
I know. Don't worry. You get used to it.
Humphrey, for shame.
Well,
you're not
they
supposed to
blackmailed
do
us
that.
First, I mean, if they would have been nice from the beginning, I wouldn't have had to do this.
Ah, well. They know where we are. They can come get it back if they want to.
Aura shakes the sending stone that can even crawl. They hear in
Oh,
your
yeah.
heads.
I mean, there was a rough storm. Maybe they just lost it at sea. Yeah. So, are we just the inner cycle or inner circle, or is it everyone, all the ship?
It's inner circle. It's
shipmates?
just this group.
Okay.
Inner circle.
Yeah. Just share it with you guys. I don't know how much it probably is, right? I know Kev knows that it's 2,800, but I'm not sure if Humphrey knows.
Has to be appraised. It looks valuable. You've seen 1,000 of these.
Yeah. Also, Daphne, maybe look if there's any you need for spell ingredients or something. You know, you sometimes do that. Need.
Can we talk to
Appreciate the
Daphne
check.
while she's scrying, or is she like kind of gone?
I think
She is
she's-
kind of
Oh, yeah.
focused, but she
Oh, okay.
but she is vaguely aware of what's going on.
Okay.
So we can't just like talk about her like in front. She's not here. Okay.
To get back on
Glare
top.
at you.
To get back on topic for a moment, it's very obvious that through our very keen eyes that this situation reeks.
Uh-huh.
And we're being lured into territory that I don't very much enjoy being in. Yes. Looking to Zachariah, for a moment, just goes. Says, certainly there's no hurry in getting to where we need to go, right? You don't have to say anything.
No, I'm not sure. But sooner the better.
Goes. Well, whatever is luring us, they don't know just how clever we can all be.
Most of us.
Foolish.
Don't be so
Just
hard on
fools.
yourself, Zachariah. And he just goes. But I am worried out of my wits for anything that might happen. Yes. But more pressing matters to attend to at the moment is that our coffers and our pantries are currently almost empty.
I was about to mention that.
So before we do anything, says, I reckon that we should, looking at the map on the skateboard table, I reckon that we should just begin looking for a place to restock our means. Begins like looking at the map, but he goes, the sentiment here is that we're being cautious, correct?
Aura nods. We have a lot of precious cargo on board. She signs.
Correct. Jane, if I can go ahead and ask, what was the manner of the meeting between you and Whiskey Breeze?
I'm speaking of jealous. You know, I could tell that Whiskey Breeze was, flirting with me, and I just thought to nip that in the bud right away. It was strictly professional. So I was just wanting to let him down easy, not in front of everybody.
Make a deception check.
Can I make an insight check?
Yes, absolutely.
And I want to use the feature that I have, spot tell, that if a creature makes a deception check opposed to my insight check, and I win the check, I learn to recognize the signs that the target is bluffing.
Oh no! Would this
What?
Okay.
Would this be considered concealing my emotions, maybe, perhaps? Or is this just a simple lie?
Going for that proficiency die.
I'll say yeah, there is a manner of concealing emotions here.
Cool.
Is there also? Can I also use my specialty for detecting lies?
Yes, absolutely.
No! Advanced 5th edition! Advanced 5th edition, everyone!
I just love how everybody's doubling down. It's like, okay, I want to detect it. I want to conceal it. I want to double detect it.
Oh my god!
30, baby.
Oh shit!
You rolled a 20 total, and then he rolls 30.
Oh my gosh. You know my whole life story at that point. Jeez.
One-Eyed Jane was born in.
Oh my god.
You're
So
social now.
you see that there's like a look of natural doubt from Clarence as he's sort of like sort of looking at you, but Humphrey, you're the one who detects that there's definitely some untruth in her claim that the turtle was flirting with her.
All right. He just he gives like the rock eyebrow.
And now you know her tells.
Now I know her tells. And for the next 24 hours, I even have advantage on inside checks against One-Eyed
Jesus.
Jane.
I'm gonna go take a 24-hour nap, so.
Oh boy. Holy shit. 30?
You've been rolling insane this entire campaign.
He is a fucking high roller, my man.
But there is Humphrey and Clarence are both very in tune with their crewmates, and this is no different. This is years of taking care of people. You know what makes them tick.
The way to a person's heart is through their stomach.
Absolutely.
And your stomach is gurgling, Jane.
With the paper.
What? What are you? No. Who would do
Cla-
such a stupid thing?
Clarence goes, well, I'm sure we'll figure out all the much more affectionate details of how that rendezvous went later. Says, but for right now, looking down at the map, he goes, it looks like we can park ourselves in Eastrune for a bit. He points towards like a location that's not in Orhandor. It's south of, far south of Orhandor. He points at two towns called Eloris and Walheller. I'm gonna go ahead and type that. He goes, we have these two towns here. Don't know a great amount of them, but it's on this map for a reason. I reckon we can find our food and resupply there. Yes. Maybe we can get a couple more nights of song and drink on us if we're still heading directly into danger.
That is true. Also, maybe stock up on equipment, potions, whatever we need.
Right.
She would be avoiding thinking about it right now because she's just passively listening and focusing on the spell. But can I ask, since Orhandor is closer to those places, would she be more familiar with those towns?
It's close, but it's still in another nation completely. It's far away from your sort of home. But I will go ahead and go ahead and give me a culture check, actually.
Okay. With intelligence?
With intelligence.
Okay.
First new check.
23.
23.
Nice.
Nice. Let's go.
The manner of Eastrune and Orhandor, very fast Lord Dump, is that they're basically two symbiotic nations. A lot of people see Orhandor as basically like an extension of Eastrune, so they're probably like very like closely connected. And there was a push since you left. There was a push to build more, to build more like docks and such alongside Eastrune that can hold onto Navy ships. but these are new ventures and they take years to complete. So these are probably like port towns, and since they're on this map specifically, they're probably like burgeoning, like becoming bigger, like still being worked on, probably in construction at the moment.
Okay.
So good places to restock, but also could be an extension of the Orhondo Navy. Could be.
Okay.
Aura will sign any chance of Deacon and his crew about these waters.
Focusing on the spell, and trying to cast she almost flinches at the name Deacon.
She's signing.
And
That helps.
refocuses. Oh, okay, so she might have not seen it.
You might have
okay.
not seen it.
I feel like she has a sense.
But if she were to see her signing, then she could flinch.
Yeah. Yep.
We're definitely on the same waters. Yes. But they're not gonna do anything to us.
What do you mean by that?
We're the Blackguards. Goodness. They're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna do anything to us because we're not even going to meet them. And if they do, and they're foolish enough, if they have half a brain, they're not going to come towards us. Unless they meet a watery doom.
Well said.
Zachariah, your connection with the compass. Will you be able to maintain control as we get closer?
I'm not sure what you mean.
You're very attached.
It means a lot.
Well, as I see it, let's have a few days of merriment before throwing ourselves into a most, one may say, our biggest adventure yet.
Goodness. Clarence takes his seat. As Daphne, the 10 minutes pass. I'm going to go. Good.
Casting the scrying spell. She has her crystal ball that she has to channel the spell through. But she's using the compass to try to focus in and hone in on the specific person, searching magically through the scrying ball and everything to try to connect with this person. If I have met the target, he has +0 to his DC. If I've only heard of the target, it brings my DC down by 5. But I do have a possession of the target, so I also add +4, so it would just make it -1 to my DC at that point if I have never met him. And my DC naturally is 16.
So I'm rolling. Let's see, real quick.
Warlocks, baby.
If I have not met him, then it'll be DC 15. I have?
You have met this person.
Okay. Then I don't know them well, I'm assuming, though. Just met.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll.
He has met an old man.
So my DC would be
Add him to the
19.
list.
Sorry, no, my DC would be 20.
Damn.
20, let's go.
Wisdom
Definitely.
save.
Your vision shunts somewhere else as you gaze deeply into the crystal ball. As your eyes take glaze over for a moment, taking on an arcane hue, you are placed within a room of stone and cobblestone. It's a very comfortable looking room. and there is an older man currently standing in front of a wardrobe with a mirror on it. He is currently putting on a tie and just like looking himself in the mirror and getting himself situated. You know who this old man is during your time in Orhandor. He is someone who has been kind to you before. This is Brando Caligaris, the current captain, the vice admiral of the Navy. He has he's putting on a sort of like fur-lined like cloak and his uniform and just seemingly getting himself ready to head out. His face is very like very sculpted. It goes inwards, and you can see like he's very bone. He's a very scrawny man, but he's a very wise, a very experienced old man who has risen to a station with the lack of a noble marquis house in Orhandor. It's at this point. I want you to make a perception check.
Okay.
Come on.
Please be good. I would like to notice the things.
I'd like to see, please.
11.
You see, in the moments of his preparing, he kind of like flecks off dust and such, but he's trying to remain stately. But there's a knock on the door. You hear, Vice Admiral? He goes, yes. He goes, says, we've brought the prisoner. He says, oh, goodness, don't call him that. And you see he scurries over to the door. And he opens up the door. You see that there is a man in another uniform, just some person, a human, and standing in front of the door is a half elven person with like freckles on the face and brownish hair. His clothes seem to be tattered and he's bruised in the face. And he seems to be very defensive right now. His feet are bare and a bit torn. He's a bit hurt. And you see Caligaris goes, goodness, what did they do to you? Says, he the half elf averts his eyes for that moment. For the captain, before Brando just goes, goodness, okay. Says, leave us. Find whoever did this. Says, bring them here. I want to see to them personally. Says, and the other member of the Navy leaves. Just goes, says, goodness gracious, I'm so sorry for what they've done to you. Holding onto the half elf and bringing him over to like a bed. It says, Daryl, right? That's your name? Yeah. Daryl, I'm so sorry. They tend to keep order. These people, they act, but they don't think, you know. It says, where is it? It's just that thing in your possession, right? I think you know exactly what I'm asking for. Yeah. You see, the thing is, Daryl, I actually need your help in coming to go find it. Says, now we haven't really shown you any, Navy's honor and all that, and we haven't shown that to you. But you can't have your whole perception be rotten by a few bad eggs. He goes, we're going to get you dressed up. We're going to get you all healed up. And we're going to go. Go where? Anywhere but a old dungeon, right? Just been holed up in there for 6 months already. Come on. It'd be nice to get you for a walk. Are you gonna kill me? No. Goodness. Eesh. They really beat you up in there, didn't they? Here, let's get a hot meal in you. Let's get you dressed in better clothes. Says, hey, let's get you some fresh air. Says, to be honest, I don't know why we've been keeping you down there for so long. Sorry, I'm just so busy. That's what I've been tending the maps and, like, you know, a whole navy. Says, you don't look like a prisoner. I think it's high time that we should find our ways to apologize to you. Says something. Can you do something for me real quick? Yeah. Right there, right over there. He points towards you in the. He points towards you in the vision. Can you wave? Just wave right there.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Daphne!
See it.
The
Freaking.
Daryl, the half elf, just with his hand shaking, waves just towards this in his vision an empty part of the room. Come on, we got things to do. And they walk out of the room.
Well. She's a little frustrated. But does that mean he has true sight? See invisibility. You can any creature who can see invisibility can see the sensor. So
Yeah.
he can
Yep.
see invisibility, I guess.
As he gets up and starts heading out of the room, he deposits there outside for a moment. He just goes, feed him, do anything you can to make him comfortable. And then he starts walking towards you, Daphne.
Oh God.
I'll let him. I won't back out. I don't think there's a way for you can turn it. So.
And he comes to a point as he just kind of observes, and you've never seen anyone do this before, like knowing that you're there. Goes, you have a lot of questions. Very important questions. Yes. I do too. I want the same answers as you do. Goes, well, I'll be on my way. Remain safe. Because, believe it or not, your safety is my top priority. And he walks away out of the room.
Okay. If there was any time left in the spell, she lets it go.
It's gone.
And she does look frustrated. But she goes and regathers her senses and she says, it's...
I take the compass as soon as we're done with it.
I'll let you. Brando, the Vice Admiral of the Leviathan Legion.
Hmm.
And he knew I was watching.
Ah. Well, I guess we're playing tag then.
I don't know that he knew it was me, but he might be able to assume.
Wait, why would the Navy want us to have the other half of the compass?
Lead
Crap.
into it, maybe?
Sounds like a trap, but they'll never know where it leads to. Unless they broke it in the first place and had it from the beginning.
Correct
There
me
was
if I'm wrong. They don't like to get their hands dirty, Daphne.
That's not my experience, but I suppose they try to present as the cleanly, more often than not. Well, until they promoted Deacon.
Ah, yes, Deacon the Dick.
There was a prisoner in the vision. They said he'd been there for 6 months. His name was Daryl.
Last name?
They didn't say.
Anyone
Brown
know a
hair and
Daryl?
Yeah, does that ring a bell?
freckles. A half-elf.
We didn't have last names. We're up orphans.
Or a tilts
You know.
her head at that.
Brando, who? He's a vice admiral, you said?
Mm-hmm. He's... Well, now the Vice Admiral. He's 70-something years old.
Real quick. By this point, Hiljan.
Yeah, what's going on with the bird?
Hiljan, I'm going to say that your hunt has yielded it's went on for a bit now, like the entire length of this conversation.
If I may also, because I'm still familiar with it, and I don't know if it'll matter, but on my survival, I have specialty skill of tracking, and on my perception, I have farsight.
Well, very helpful. Very helpful.
So, thought I'd put it out there.
But definitely noted. But like I would say like passively like looking around and like keeping an eye on you and your bird, which can spot anything. You are the perfect like tracker spotter duo. It seems like the results yield nothing, and it's frustrating. The bird just have disappeared, basically. But maybe that's what you can surmise. Do you go back into the quarters below?
So, Hiljan is going to have a moment of just frustration as he has that sort of sense of this. It's very unlikely that something would be able to just get away this way, especially with him and Kenway. And he just keeps Kenway out and about. He decides to keep Kenway still flying around the ship and in its vicinity, keeping eyes on it to make sure if there's anything that happens to send the connection through the bond, if there's anything that it's found. And he is going to proceed to go down to the quarters once more. And he's going to go back to the room where this happened, which I think is where everybody else is right now.
Yes.
And sorry, I'm trying to find the thing that I'm doing. Where is it? Where is it? Sorry.
You're absolutely fine. Everyone sees Hiljan return to the room as everyone's still talking.
Yeah, you guys see him return, but he doesn't seem to even like be paying that much attention to what is being said. He's just looking around the room. So he can do something that I'm trying to find in my notes, my character sheet.
Oh, good.
You're fine.
I'm constantly scrolling like, wait, do I have something? Do I have
I
something
know,
for this? I forget.
know. Oh my god. It's
That-
so cool though. I do love the
Yeah, I
cool.
really like
the
everything.
knickknacks we get.
I was going through all the notes when there were so many name drops. I was like,
Oh, we're all like, do you know them?
But
The,
yeah, you
the
guys were
freckles. Sorry.
you
I was saying
talking. Yeah.
she. Yeah. He's in 70-something years old. He used to be a shoemaker before he joined the military. And he's known as being kind and easy to get along with, but I've honestly never trusted him.
And he was accompanied by an orphan.
Did he look well?
Ooh.
Well enough. I mean,
lying?
Yeah, she's lying because he was
I was
clearly
gonna say,
beat
she's
up.
lying.
She just realized that you care and that you're kind of fragile, and so she's like, I'm not gonna touch it. But she goes, it's probably lucky that Brando has him because others might not be as gentle with their prisoners. They were going for a walk.
I'm gonna get to work on this, and I'm just gonna take the compass and leave.
Aura leans forward on the table, and Zachariah leaves.
Same. Should we be worried about him? I mean, it's like the compass thing, we all kind of agree it's like a little bit like intense.
I think so too. I think I want him to be more forthright about what all this is and what we're going in. Risking our lives for.
I can scare it out of him if you want.
You hear a resounding no
Oh.
in everyone's head. All of us came to this ship with different pasts. We decide who we are the moment we step onto it. When Zachariah is ready, he will reveal it. And if he's not, well, won't that be exciting when we find out? An answer to a riddle. Hiljan, what's going on?
All right, so before I respond to this, I finally found what it is, and I need to check with the DM to see if he will allow this.
Yeah.
So here it is. I have an ability that is, I'm a master tracker. But the ability says that usually if you're in an outdoor space and you spend 5 minutes on the outdoor space, you can basically, after 5 minutes, figure out what transpired for the last 24 hours in that place.
Jesus
Got
Christ!
it.
What the fuck?
Anything related to vision, obviously, it's not like I can hear what happened. It's just that by basically, Aragorn tracking Merry and Pippin. I know that this is not an outdoor space, so I'm asking the DM if he would allow for me to use that as a basically, because of the papers that fell and were on the ground and everything, to see if I can use that tracking sense, also knowing the fact that I have Kenway and I know how Kenway flies and moves and attacks, to use that to see if I can visualize with this tracking what actually transpired between Kenway and the Kestrel.
You're definitely well acquainted with this ship, and you're definitely well acquainted with Kenway. So yes, I'll allow it. What
So in
you
that case, Hiljan will probably after Aura calls to him, he has a moment where he signals to her that he needs a moment. Uh, and you can tell Aura, you would know what he's doing. This is something that he does. You've seen him do this often, especially in the wilderness, since the beginning of his eyes sort of they're not glazed out. They actually look very sharp. They look like Kenway's eyes, really. Like it's almost like he's scanning. He's very sharp, and you see he's has this moment where he will look at a place, have a pause, look at another place, slowly move around and start tracking. And you'll see that he's moving and hands hovering over some of the papers that fell off. And if any of you would try to like grab them and pick them up and organize them, he would just have a moment of just don't do it. And this is bad space. That's Hiljan. That's one of the things that Hiljan does. You'll see him just go into his tracking mode.
To the others, you hear Aura saying in your head, "Did I ever tell you about how this is how he found me? Like an old man stumbling in the dark."
That's how
thought
I
did
found
really
you.
well. Oh, well, yeah, well, Clarence, that we know.
And Claire just goes, "All right, everyone, just shh." He's doing this like. I love this part. Pointing at Hiljan. As Hiljan, your eyes are just flailing back and forth as you're restructuring what had happened. The Kestrel definitely flew down here. And there was probably a place where it perched for a moment before Kenway came down and attempted to swipe at it. There are claw marks. There's like a very small like talon mark. Like, that was unnoticeable before, but like it's so vague and deep. Kenway is usually very precise. So the fact that he missed swooping in on something is a little incredulous in itself. Kenway the Kestrel probably flew straight for the porthole, and Kenway followed, and his wings beaded, and that's probably why the papers flew everywhere.
Okay. Would there be any relevance as to where the Kestrel may have been perched?
Checking near the mark, it is on top of like a barrel, like it's and seemingly there is a space between like the wall and the barrel. And the claw mark is pretty close to the wall, so perhaps if there was a place to hide, it would be in that space. It is listening distance to the boardroom.
Gotcha. I would say that Hiljan would probably be moving around. Everybody would see him moving, eventually seeming to spot a place on the wall. He approaches the place. His hand seems to trace over something that at first glance for most people would seem like that's just part of the wood of the ship, but it's actually the claw mark that he spotted. And noticing the area behind, he looks between the barrel and the wall as he tries to see if there are any feathers or anything else that would hint to not just Kenway's feathers, but also the Kestrel feathers, and try to trace that, see if there's anything.
Nothing there at all.
Okay. And then from there would be the porthole. He would approach the porthole as well, trying to. How big is the porthole compared to what the Kestrel size would be? Like, would the Kestrel be able to go through that porthole?
Yes, a Kestrel bird is like very small.
Yeah.
Kenway had issues.
But the Kestrel would have been able to go through that porthole without making contact with it?
Yeah, like a smooth like glide like through.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Hiljan will find his way finally to the porthole, where he tries to see if there's any traces or anything, which seemingly there isn't. And after that, he seems to stand back up straight, sigh. Like I said, the kestrel was here. And Kenway tried to attack it, but it flew through the porthole. I went outside. There is no sight of it.
Aura tips
Which-
her head and goes, "You couldn't see it."
Hiljan looks at Aura and nods. And you
Oh,
can
boy.
tell that his nod is that thing of like, this is this is no ordinary kestrel.
Oh, no.
Not a little birdie.
If it were in fact a familiar, all they would need to watch this space as I just did to our benefactor of the compass would be to see the space. Just a thought.
So they could get a. Are we thinking they wanted to look at our maps, or they wanted to get a view of the ship as a whole in case they wanted to board?
Or perhaps they want to have a place that they can look into while we are here discussing.
It didn't drop anything, did it? I mean, you
What
can
were-
look at items as well, no?
Now, the papers that were scattered on the floor, I know it was just the bird flying through, but what papers were they that would the kestrel might have seen?
An exact order, Tim, please.
Okay.
Title and date.
Detail.
you have
we
to-
want you to
Tra-
read.
Sorry, I was put on music. There are charter maps, like navigation things, like places where you would go, but these are all like in the past, basically. Like these wouldn't be very helpful because, like, of course you went to Thieves' Crest. You're here at the moment. So I would say nothing on your table right now was of like really utmost importance.
Let's burn it. All of it.
Humphrey,
didn't-
last time we did that.
We didn't have the maps to this to
When I
have a
can eat
destination
it.
yet.
I'm very hyper fixated on Brando right now because he would be the one who knew where we were meeting, and makes me think of if it were someone's familiar, it might be his. Do I know what his skill set is like? Is he like a mage or?
Actually, like, he's just like, from what you know, I'm just gonna give this to you because you know your own Navy history. He's just very charismatic. He knows how to lead like a ship very well. He's very strategic. But as far as his fighting prowess goes, like as far as, you know, like basic training, probably. Like, not exceptional.
On a
Hiljan-
scale
Got it.
of Whiskey Breeze to Clarence, where on the old man difficulty scale is he?
I'm letting you know the Clarence and Whiskey Breeze scales are two scales that are kissing each other. Okay, those how
Okay.
close they are.
Okay.
You gotta find a new threshold to use, man.
We need some more old guys.
I would say Hiljan would probably, after hearing Daphne talk about the familiar stuff, he probably would look at the group and lock in on Aura. I suggest that the next time that we decide to have conversations of importance, that we find a different location. As of now, I do not believe that this kestrel found any other rooms, because Kenway was after it. But if indeed this is something that could have someone listen in, then this room may not be safe for now.
We are a step behind, it seems. She looks to Daphne.
And I heard about wanting to go to Eastern. I think it's very possible that we could run into the Leviathan Legion there. It might be under some semblance of yes, it should be more safe than perhaps other places, with them being growing towns and whatnot. But it is very possible, especially if they know where we are in general, and apparently have some sort of interest.
I have a feeling. I could be wrong. I often am. They want us to succeed.
What he said, more or less.
The Blackguards becoming puppets to the Leviathan fleet. Ooh.
It appears perhaps they want us to be both the trap and the bait.
Well, we might as well give them hell on our way down.
We need to know
Unless-
who.
You want to turn back? She looks to everyone.
If we knew who Daryl was, and why they have him.
I'm gonna go speak to Zachariah in a moment. One-Eyed Jane. Your secrets
Yes,
are your
Captain.
own.
Okay.
I will ask nothing of you. But keep in mind this is a crew. There will be no threatening of each other.
I just, if it was ever needed,
I know.
none of the
Why-
crew would have anybody,
I know. Why do you think I chose you earlier?
which, thank you, by the way, that was, highlight of my
You did wonderful. I'm so proud of you.
career. Thank you.
With that said, well, at least we know the game we're playing now, don't we, everyone?
All right. That'll be something. Oh. Anything else to discuss?
One thing, Humphrey. I need a bag of marshmallows. Will you please accompany me to the kitchen?
Not sure if we have any left, but sure.
Thank you. At ease, everyone. Come now. Relax. We just beat an impenetrable storm. Breathe. Rejoice. One-Eyed Jane threw that captain over the side, and you hear a gargled chuckle as she's just laughing her ass off thinking of that image.
That was great.
I don't know how much setups you have to do that, but you're gonna have to tell me. So I can catch up to you.
Yeah, Clarence, I'm sure you can catch up to me.
And while they're all saying that, only in Daphne's head will Daphne hear, I will keep you safe. You're my first mate. You're not going anywhere.
She tries to subtly sign back because she didn't say it out loud. She just signs, I'm not worried about that.
Then have fun. And with that, she'll start heading towards the kitchen.
Captain, whenever
with
you have the
Humphrey.
chance, I would like to speak with you later as well, whenever you're finished. I'm gonna go
Oh, my
prepare
goodness.
something for Zachariah real quick.
So many appointments
her-
today.
Should I get out your agenda? She says.
She goes, or it goes, I really fucking hate when this happens. Daphne takes out a planner and she's like, no,
Yeah.
She's just
no,
joking.
please, no. Oh, it was a joke. Oh, Daphne, good job. I'm proud. Oh, very well done. Very well done.
I'll say, Hiljan, when Aura said the whole wanting to go back, Hiljan just looked at Aura with a knowing, sort of very subtle smile that she knows, he's not going anywhere.
They can't go back anyway.
Yeah. And with that, he would look at the group and then just say, I will go back to the helm. If we are indeed in enemy territories, then I will make sure I'll give them hell if they want to try to follow us. And Hiljan would proceed
Just to
to
be
go
clear, real quick, we're heading towards, because we are heading right towards Aloris or Walheller.
Yeah,
We are.
Mhm.
All right,
we have to.
Hiljan, keep us safe.
Keep
Always
up the
do.
good work.
And as Hiljan returns to the helm, he uses his Marauder feature, Secret Ways. When you navigate while traveling, pursuers have disadvantage on checks to make and track your group.
Yo, our crew is so fucking cool. Let's go, guys. Let's fucking go.
I'm beginning to realize what an impenetrable fortress this group is.
You're wondering why Hiljan's the Hellman?
Now you know. Now you
Now you
know.
With that, there is from here until you get to I'm gonna go ahead and assume Aloris because that's the closer one. There are 4 days ahead. We're gonna go ahead and take this moment of downtime to go ahead and see what the crew is up to during certain days. But Captain Aura, you have more pressing matters at hand. So you're with
Yes.
Humphrey at the moment.
Yep, we're walking to the kitchen to secure a bag of marshmallows, but also Humphrey wanted to talk to me. So I'm giving him that time too.
But everyone, if you want to talk to any crew member, player, anything, like keep that in mind and get to you eventually.
Okay.
As the days just pass, just assume like everything is like normal.
I'm going to, because I will need to step down soon, everyone, unfortunately. But I'm going to go ahead. I know, but I'm going to go ahead and take the advantage of the fact that I'm at the helm to pretty much state what Hiljan would be able to do. With Survivalist, he, while on a journey, he can take he can do 2 journey activities instead of 1. And some of those we hunt and gather and scout. So you can assume that Hiljan throughout the journey of navigating, making sure to keep everybody safe with a secret path, he would also take sometimes to use in conjunction with Kenway to try to spot areas in the ocean where there seemed to be more fish activity. And so from time to time, he would basically take a moment, grab a boat, and just like go into hunting mode and gathering mode, getting some fish, and then coming back up. And during that time, he would be scouting also with the help of Kenway. So he would be doing his thing where he's just like very, almost like a dance that he does constantly with Kenway and the helm.
Hiljan just gets in a rowboat with his bow and starts shooting arrows into the ocean.
Listen,
He gets it done.
Kenway can bring the arrow back, so
He's too self-reliant.
You guys are talking near a porthole, and your conversation interrupted with the.
okay, so we're gonna try to we're trying to do Hiljan.
So you have do you have to go now?
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna say that I'll just leave Hiljan in that place. So that's what he'd be doing.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you want me to roll or how do I go about rolling
No,
to
it's
figure out how much like I hunt and gathered.
You're
you
keeping
know, like
the crew fed.
sushi, like some fish and chips,
Yep, let's go.
I got
sashimi, like diversity of meals. But yes, I'm going to say that that's what Hiljan's doing. You guys are awesome. Keep being amazing. I love you. I'm gonna miss you.
And with that, with
Good
that,
time
real
at
quick,
work.
we're gonna go on break.
All right.
10 minutes. See you there.
Arr.
Bye bye, Victor.
Arr.
See you guys.
See
Bye,
you.
I love
Hopefully next
playing with
week.
you all. I can't wait for next week.
We love playing
See
with
you
you
next
too.
We love you too.
And we're back. Hello, everyone. Woo! A
Arr.
little bit of a different layout, just to accompany things, but we're all such busy people. All right, where we last left off, the crew were going to their different accommodations as Hiljan helms the ship towards Aloris. We start with Captain Aura and Humphrey.
All right. So I called you to the kitchen first to get some to talk about the all the things we need, all the food, but that's already been taken care of. Another thing, while I was going through the captain's quarters, I was looking through some notes. You know, I was being a bit nosy, and
Where you were. That's so unlike you.
yeah, I don't know. I saw all the papers and I had to look. Also, because of that old man, I was curious. How you don't talk a lot about your family and where you came from. I remember, if I remember correctly, you were denounced, right? But is there any lingering connection? Is there anything still? No.
Humphrey,
Okay,
what
I
are-
get to the
Humphrey,
point.
What are you getting at? What are you getting at?
There has been news that are about a week old that the Boreas house, the Lord of the Boreas house, was arrested for treason. And now it's overseen by the House Creston. And I just want to know if that rings any bells, or if it's, ringing some alarm bells. Anything.
Well, as my background being a noble, I believe I have high society where I know of most of the noble families for hundreds of miles.
Yes, you know everyone in the Aryan Empire.
Do I know of this family?
Creston?
Mhm.
Do you know of this family? Yes, of course you do. One of the front-facing houses of the entire empire. They are loyal and stalwart. House Creston, which is headed by Rickard II, has been a house of the empire for a long time and has been staunchly loyal. They are on the forefront of every battle. They are one of the biggest sayers in politics, and they are known to be very traditional people. Very capable strategists, very capable at politics, very good at war and battle. They have you do know that they are a very prized house because they have a dragon mark or mystical sigils that are bore on a person to basically like a blessing from a god on their bloodline specifically that grants them specific enhanced abilities that give them an edge over common folk. It's Dragonmark people are only found within that continent. But yeah, House Creston is one of the prime houses, and if they're an enemy, that's an issue. They usually don't stick to the Navy stuff. But face them in a ground war, and it's a good chance it's hellish.
Do you know on what grounds of treason, Humphrey?
Didn't say specifically, just treason.
And when was this?
about a week ago. There was nothing more.
Aura, due to her being a halfling, never shows fear. She just doesn't understand what that emotion is. But you do see sadness on her face. And she nods. And you hear in her head, in your head, a question. Humphrey, when we released you from those cells many years ago, why did you stay with us? You could have just left.
Well, I didn't think I'd fit in anymore where I was before, and well, on the grounds that I was kept there in the dungeon, I don't think I would have found a place in that back in the castle or back with those families that I were with. I honestly also didn't want to burden them with what they thought was my fault. I think it would have gotten back to them, and I still hold them very dear, but I don't know. You guys seemed like a capable bunch. Amazing people, understanding, accepting. And I felt right at home.
Your methods are unconventional, but you are loyal to a T. And that loyalty is something that I highly prize. And from her pocket, she will reveal a chess piece, it being the knight. And she puts it in his hand and says, "Thank you for sharing that with me, my friend."
Thank you, Cap. I appreciate it very much. The only concern I had is with all of that. Is there any chance that they now have the upper hand against us? Could they, if we were in a situation where they would threaten the Lord's life, would it affect you? Would it cloud your choices?
I will handle what must be dealt with to protect the safety of this ship.
Okay. We'll be right behind you. Whatever happens.
Thank you, Humphrey.
That's all. Oh,
And
wait. The marshmallows.
Thank you. And she takes the marshmallow and goes, and I really don't know what happened with that toffee. It's a tragedy, really. I could never understand truly the evil that
Yeah,
one must
don't
have.
worry.
And she's slowly backing out with the mushrooms in her hands. She'll
Yeah.
peek in and go, "Thank you, Humphrey."
No problem. I'll get to dinner.
What's
He
on the
just
menu?
kind of starts getting ingredients together and starts cooking.
What is it?
Fish soup, just like the last week and the week before that.
Boo. And he feels a marshmallow boom off the back of his chest.
Well, I don't know if Clarence or Hiljan can fish anything else than fish, then I'd be happy to oblige.
Boo.
The chickens are staying.
Another marshmallow plunk off his back. I'm sure you'll make something wonderful, as you always do. You are an artiste, my friend.
I'll try. Oh, actually, there's something that I've been trying. And he pulls out what looks like almost a little cushion, like a colorful cushion. So, it's a little bit experimental. So, I pressed some fruit juice together and kind of sealed it in a gelatin kind of casing. I don't know if it tastes good. It looks nice, but I just thought, because you can't chew, it's like a one chew thing, and then it like releases the juice.
May I
Yeah, I
have
don't
it?
know.
Can I try it?
Sure.
Can I try it?
Try it out.
Immediately pops it in her mouth.
And it's just like, I don't know what they are called. I've only ever seen them. It's like those little pockets. You just bite on them once, and then there's like the fruit juice.
Like fruit
and you can-
gushers?
I guess. But like
You
not
know-
chewy. Like it's just like a thin gelatin
The,
kind
the
of
little
casing.
popping bubbles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Not
boba
boba.
bubbles?
Yeah, but like the not pudding ones, yeah.
And like filled with like sweet fruit juice. Like a bit thickened and sweet. Yeah. know.
This very like sad expression that she'd been trying to mask is now just pure joy. Like her cheeks are very like round and as she's just so excited, and she tugs on his, because she's, I assume, very small compared to him, tugs on his pant legs and goes, "Is there more? Is there more, Humphrey?"
I only
Humphrey,
made this one, but
Humphrey.
if you
And
like
she
them, I
starts
can make
slowly
more.
crawling up him. Humphrey, it's candy. And she gets to a point where she's like hanging off his front. She's like, "Please, it's delicious."
Oh, I'll try to make more.
I
need
need
bones
more!
for the gelatin. Don't worry, we get more. As soon as we were in the city, in the town, village.
Feels
I
a
don't-
little tiny pat on his back. Well done, Humphrey. She's just hanging there.
I'm gonna start cutting onions, so you know.
As he moves, she swings because she's holding on him. Swings around and goes, "All right, I'm off to play some Chubby Bunny." Releases,
All right.
falls to the ground, grabs some marshmallows, and heads out.
See you later, Captain.
Goodbye, Humphrey.
Then you hear like the just starting to cut stuff.
All right. Anyone else?
I think at some point after, I think Daphne was trying to think pretty hard about everything, was like very aware of everything for a bit, looking out, seeing if anything is happening, like waiting for something to happen almost, because she's very suspicious right now. But then she gets back to actual work, and I think she would find One-Eyed Jane, and she would say, "One-Eyed Jane, I was going to ask you to redo the work the storm messed up earlier, but I think you've proven that you're capable of a lot more responsibility if you'd be willing to help me with something else."
One-Eyed Jane like immediately stands at like attention with like a rigid posture, and she has like a smile that she's trying to hold back. I have some time to help you if that's what you need from me. I can do that for you.
Perfect. And then she goes, "I still need the boxes to be put. Let's get Brooke," she says.
Yes.
And she'll go tell Brooke, with One-Eyed Jane at her side, to go fix
You
that
find
work.
you find Brooke currently reading a book. Dang it, Brooke reading a book. Okay. She's reading a book called The Ruby Spindle, a young adult novel. But she looks up, and she closes the book fast, and like puts the cover like down to like make sure you guys don't see it. She goes, "Got it." She gets up, seemingly calm around you, Daphne, at the moment, even though there is a little feud going on.
After Brooke leaves, and still walking with One-Eyed Jane, probably to the, oh gosh, I can't think of the word right now, but she wants to do something with records. It's not a big deal. She's gonna ask, she says, "I didn't really want to know what happened earlier, but what happened
What?
with
Daphne!
you and Brooke?"
Oh, you mean like the swordplay?
Was that what it was? She asked.
Yeah, don't worry. That's just what, like, I think she's just a little bit jealous that I'm like stronger, smarter, better, prettier than her. So she's trying to prove herself or something. And it's kind of adorable, I will admit, but you don't need to worry about that. We weren't actually gonna like kill each other, like just maybe like a little stab.
For all,
between
for all
friends.
I've known Brooke, I've known her to be anything but playful, I guess. She tends to do things very seriously. If
I didn't get that impression.
she has, well, regardless, I honestly don't care too much as long as nobody dies.
Okay.
But the captain herself has already said she doesn't want any feuding going on, really, so.
Okay, well, if they're the captain's orders, then I will just take what is the saying? The bigger, the stronger road, the high road, that road. I will follow that road. Okay?
One Eye Jane would say the stronger road.
You did good work earlier, by the way. I mean, I've seen what you can do. I expected no less. I knew. But she just goes back to work. She goes, I need to check an inventory of everything since we are going to be restocking and trying to make lists of what we need from what places, if you could help me gather what we, and it's something boring like that, but at least they can talk and stuff if they wanted. But
Yeah.
yeah. She oh gosh, I had one more question. I'm trying to remember what it was. I should have written it down. My brain is really scrambled today to me.
Oh no,
gosh.
it's okay.
No, she goes, I don't remember where you're from. You had sailing experience before, correct?
Yep. I can't really remember where I'm from. I was born to the sea, in the sea, by the sea, just made for the pirate life for me. Who's to say? Where are you from, by the way? I don't think
Humphrey.
I know too much about. No!
I was born in Orhandor.
Oh.
But it's a good thing to be away from there, in my opinion, personally. You say born on the sea, as long as you can remember you've been sailing?
Well, I took a hiatus around 5 years old, and I went back to land for a while because, as an orphan, that's what you do. And, then it came back to the sea. It called to me in a dream, and I was like, oh, the sea, gotta go. And that's me, One Eye Jade. So, you look really good today, by the way. Is something with your hair? Are you trying, like, new products or something?
Seawater.
Maybe it was the storm.
Good on you.
If I'm prying too much, you can just tell me.
No, I love to talk about myself.
You're very good at story. You're very good at storytelling, I can see.
Storytelling? Yeah, sure, we go with that one. So, do you, any ex-lovers you want to gossip about? You got a crush on somebody on the boat? I'm your girl. We can gossip.
I don't know that that's
what
hardly
pirates do.
appropriate.
Okay, noted. You want me to lift this box over there? I just start like
Please,
lifting
please
things.
do. Actually, it's
Daphne's HR.
To be clear, Brooke is Brooke in the same room, also like carrying boxes.
no. She was in a different place.
Okay, got it.
I'm just taking inventory of different things and figuring out what we need across the ship. So
Got it.
this is a lot faster, actually, with you here. It takes me much longer to rearrange the boxes.
Any chance I can get to work out, flex my muscles a little bit, I'll take it. So thank you for this promotion.
I wouldn't call it that, but
Oh, okay, we're not there yet.
I
Alright, got it.
I will say, I think the captain, as well as everyone else, was very impressed with you, and clearly we've all known you're a strength to be reckoned with, and I'd like to give you the opportunities to help more where you can, if that's what you want.
I do. I don't tell the others about this. It's kind of embarrassing, but seeing as we're opening up so much to each other, I thought, maybe I could confide in you. My dream is I also want to be a captain one day, so
Well, I think you'd be very capable of that.
thanks. And I just start moving boxes with a little bit more of a pep in my step and maybe showing off a little bit.
It's so easy.
Mhm.
What did you do on your previous ship?
Well, the last ship I was on, they made me count fish.
I suppose that's sort of what I'm having you do right now with
Yeah, so it's kind of the same, That was my job title, was fish counter, but also muscle when we went to battle. Happened often.
Okay, I would ask for insight check, but I feel like she just at this point knows you've
Yeah,
been lying about a lot of things. But
You
can I
would
make an
know.
insight-
You would know every time you try to ask me something about my past or my eye or something, it's always a different story. It's never the same. So this is kind of
Is it possible for me to roll? Well, no. Okay.
Retroactively
Never
roll
mind.
1,000 insight checks.
I know, just
Yeah. I was gonna ask to roll a specific insight check, but I'm just gonna ask instead. She asks, if this was your first time on the sea, nobody, well, that's not true. Some people definitely would, but I wouldn't judge you for that.
me? Like I said, my eye patch, my clothes, this screams professional, so this is definitely not my first time on sea. I'm sorry if I made you think that. I will work better in the future.
All I care about is that you're applying yourself. I don't think it makes any difference unless, except for when it comes to the charting and steering the ship itself. You can apply yourself just as well, regardless of your background. You've clearly shown that. And she just drops it. She goes, but I appreciate your hard work.
Thank you. And I'll just let the awkward silence hang there as I just get back to work.
The awkward silence is peers. Well, look who it is. My two favorite
no!
my two favorite people on the ship. One-Eye Jane. Roland the Bard, who's
Roland, not Clarence.
Roland, yeah, Roland, who you guys know as he's a young, very loudmouth bard, who leads the songs when you guys have celebrations, but he is such a, he's very exuberant. This goes, One-Eye Jane, Daphne.
Oh no!
Nice to see you too. Are we
Do you
sharing
need something,
secrets in here?
Roland?
Oh, nothing. I was just seeing if I could apply myself anywhere, but also, I was.
Yes, you can, actually.
Oh.
I think
He's
Brooke
scary.
needed some help.
Oh, right. I was wondering if I could help with my, sort of unique talents. I heard that One-Eye Jane True, the captain of the ship, and I was wondering if, that inspired me.
You want her to do the same to you?
Oh, come on, me and One-Eye Jane, we go way back. She wouldn't do that to me. But I imagine if she did do that to me, it would be the most affectionate way possible.
Roland should go sing that song about One-Eye Jane to Brooke.
Yes, he should.
Mhm.
To inspire her for the greater heights.
But, I can just do that later. You said Brooke needs help.
Yes, and I suppose you could apply your special talents if your special talents involve moving boxes and organizing things flung around on the ship, and if you do it without distracting her.
I mean, she does. It does look like she needs a bit of help. I mean, you see how small that one is. Oh goodness! But she's a grumpy lot. Can I gather some people? I don't want to be there by myself with her.
I step up into Roland, was that his name? Roland's
Yeah.
face. And be
Oh,
like,
hi
hey,
there. Yes. Hi.
knock it off.
All right. I was just having a bit of a joke. That's it.
Yeah, but only I can call Brooke grumpy behind her back, so.
All right. I won't. I'll have to rewrite a song about her, but you got it.
I would like to hear the song later too. Anyways, I gotta go move this box. I go back to moving boxes.
All right. What else rhymes with chumpy? He goes, and first matey, hello. I'll get to
First
work
mate.
right away. Oh come on, Daphne. Get stand to let loose a little bit.
And if you keep lecturing me about it, you're going to lose the rights to Daphne, too.
All right.
Woo!
Hostile company today. Got it. First mate. I'm gonna go ahead and go where you told me to go.
Badass fucking bitches on board.
I love this crew.
He's like, I walked in here just to get threatened multiple times.
Oh, threaten me with a good time. Goodness. He's walking away.
And yeah, we just
And you do hear in the distance, hello, Brooke, and then you hear immediately, shut up and work. All right. This is a lot less fun than I thought. So, as the two of you get situated, Zachariah, you're within your room.
I was gonna say I was probably gonna go to the crow's nest.
Oh, you're in the crow's nest. Got it. Okay. You are seated on top of the crow's nest, with a view, that you know Daryl loves so easily. And it's something that you had to grow into as well, that Daryl had to prose to really paint to you just how beautiful it is. It's at that point that in this bit of solitary, looking at the compass, knowing that you do have to wait until nighttime for any of it to really begin to light and show you the way. You feel someone. There is. You feel that like the like sort of like rope ladder that leads up to the crow nest, like it's shaking a bit. You know when someone's coming up. And you hear, oh, shit.
I resist the urge to reach for my knife and cut the rope. I resist the urge.
Thankfully you do.
I do reach down and jiggle it a little bit though. The rope. Just a little bit.
Says, oh, I'm not sure that's helping. You hear a voice from below.
Sorry, Clarence. You know, I didn't see you there. My foot got caught.
You do look down. It's not Clarence.
Oh, okay.
It is an Earth Genasi. She is she has been with the crew for like almost as long as you have by this point. She has like a very nice like outfit on with like fur lined like jacket. She's like like in those movies, like, you know, bombastic explorers with like goggles on their foreheads and such. She's currently holding on for dear life on the rope ladder, seemingly trying to make her way up. But she looks up towards you, and she just goes, "Hi, I broke into your room and you weren't there, so I decided to come find you."
You did what?
Oh, I broke into your room. You had your door locked. Terrible suggestion, by the way. Everyone keeps doing that in this ship. Can you stop shaking it so I can get up there, please?
See, now that I know that you broke in my room, I don't know how I feel.
Oh, don't worry, I was looking for you. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want? I'm a little busy.
I was Well, we just hit a milestone within the Blackguards. I mean, a long time coming. The compass has been assembled.
It's not assembled yet, but...
It says, but we have it. And it's something it's a mystery that you've brought along ever since you came here. So, of course, as the ship's analyst, I have to write down everything. I want to know your feelings. I want to know every single thing in the nooks and crannies of your pink mass that is your brain.
Please don't call it that.
Your cranium. Your brainium cranium. Goodness.
All right, well, you're going to have to write from there on the ladder.
Can I not come up there?
No.
I will make this work. She's like holding onto the rope ladder. It's like multiple like, you know, segments, and she's just pulls out a big book. Everyone knows that this is Ordelia. She's Ordelia von Mancini. She's not an official part of the crew. She doesn't do the pirate stuff, but she's an annalist from a college of bards. And
if she dies, it's not against the sadist boots thing, right?
Technically, yeah.
Okay, just checking.
But she's gotten onto the ship because she snuck onto it, and then she very forcefully made herself like a self-proclaimed annalist. She's recording her history. But the big benefit to you, Captain Aura, is that she's recording everything truthfully, and she's writing you in a very positive light to give to historians in the future.
Plus, she's fun.
She's really fun. She just goes, all right, I'm in my compromised position, but I'm making this work. All right. Zachariah, that is your name, correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. We're off to a great start.
Yeah, Zach is also not looking down at her anymore. He has the pieces of the astral compass in one hand. He has just a regular compass in the other, and he's comparing them to try and figure out how to get this thing to put together. And he's got his notebook also on the deck, like in front of him as well. He's just flipping through it, trying to find like, how did we put this together the first time? I'd be a note in here.
In the midst of figuring this out, and you're trying to look it through, and then like your memory is a little hazy at the.
I don't remember how we put this together. I wasn't the one who did most of the work.
But you see, she continues to speak. She goes, "Zachariah, you're actually one of the most enigmatic individuals on this ship. There's ones I haven't written about much yet."
Hey, you don't need to go with the insults. All right, it's a little rude.
Oh, I didn't mean it as an insult. I didn't mean it as a genuine, like, with as much affection as possible. It's like I'm staring at you like a rare critter in the woods.
I'm going to just shift a little bit so I'm less visible from her viewpoint.
And she just goes, "Everyone does that." Goes, "So it does seem like you're human and you have a heart. Now, Zachariah, why don't you tell me a bit about yourself?"
What do you want to know?
Date of birth, place of birth, also it says, what the compass means a lot to you. Where did the compass come from? Where did you come from? How did you feel about being the Blackguards gallery so far? Every kind of question.
All right, that's a lot of questions. I kind of flipped through my book a little bit. Arkansas.
Arkansas?
That's where I grew up. Over in the Solarian Empire.
Ah, that large city within the Empire. I see. I would never have taken you for someone from the Solarian Empire, of all places.
I don't remember much of it, though. So.
I see. So you left while you were young, then?
No.
I see. She's writing like everything. Despite there being long pauses, it's filled with her writing. Like, what could she possibly be writing in these moments of silence? Just goes, "All right." It says, I realized that compass leads to a lost treasure. That's why everyone's been hunting it for the past 6 months. Can you tell me, how did you come across this compass in the first place?
I swiped it from some wizard.
Got it. That's very daring.
He just kind of had a storehouse full of stuff. Pretty easy, honestly.
And you've been with the Blackguards for 6 months, is that correct?
I believe so.
6 delectable, delicious months. How has that been serving you so far?
Well, I got this, so good. All good.
Moistacious. She writes it down. She's very happy that she's writing.
Moistacious?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck me.
And she continues to write. She just goes, "How do you feel now that you have the compass? Do you feel accomplished?"
I feel like I'm slightly annoyed because I'm trying to put it together and someone is currently distracting me. Well, also, I don't remember how I put this together in the first place.
Have you tried putting the two pieces to...
I pull out my knife and I hold it near the rope.
Oh dear, I think that's a very good sign that I should be gone, but this is absolutely wonderful conversation. It says, "Odelia, is that you?"
I'd be happy to talk to you more later, just not right now. I'm sorry.
Odelia, is Zachariah up there? like, oh, yes, he is. He is currently...
I hold the knife to the rope again.
He's threatening my life. I will write this down. And I will now be descending. You have been a wonderful chatting partner. Can you tell him to come down here for a moment? Oh, okay, I'll do that. Says, Clarence Camelot, the treasurer of the ship, has informed me to tell you...
Stop!
To ask you to come down.
Is she off the rope?
She's still in the middle.
How far off the deck is she?
It'll hurt. Right as of the moment.
Yeah, I cut it, but I hold the rope off.
As you're holding the rope, she goes, "Oh, okay." Yes.
All right. As soon as she's off, I pull the rope up.
She's. Odelia looks at Clarence and goes, "A wonderful chatting partner. I am enamored with everyone on the ship. All right, well, it's my turn to bother him now, so..."
There's no rope.
Right. She walks off. Zachariah, you're not gonna make me climb up there, are you?
Sorry, it's Humphrey up here right now. Zachariah, he's I think I saw him heading to his room.
Sounds very American, Humphrey.
That is a dreadfully good impression, I must say. You're a sharp one, but I'm gonna need. But genuinely, I want you down here for a moment.
I just kind of like peer over. Clarence, what do you want?
I want to give you something. It'll help you keep the thing you hold dear close to you. But I can't really make that climb anymore, so you're gonna have to calm down.
How far up is the...
Oh, it's super
crow's
high.
nest?
It's super high. Oh, you've been shouting at each other.
Is it more than 40 feet?
Oh, a lot more, yeah.
Okay. All right, fine. Relower the ladder. I'm just going to tie it. All right, come on up.
Says, can you actually can you actually calm down?
He can't make the climb.
Well, I put the ladder back.
Yeah, but you know, the cartilage in my body, it's not exactly present anymore.
All right. I will climb down.
As you climb down, and he has a bit of a smile on his face, but as you climb down, he goes, "Come with me to the front of the ship." And you're filled with dread. It's gonna be one of those talks, isn't it?
Oh boy. Okay.
As you get to the front of the ship, he just goes, "Can you all just give me a moment or two here?" And people clear for a moment. It's just the very front of the ship.
I just sign to one of them, "Help me."
You sign help me. I love it.
Another one signs, "Good luck." This goes. Clarence goes to the front. And wrong song.
This is really romantic music for
wrong song.
Fishing song.
Clarence just goes, "Now I do want to say that, along with the captain, we value every crew member's opinion on this ship. But what I want to know right now is, how are you feeling?"
Fine. I'd like to get back to work as soon as possible.
Because I just felt like there was a strong sort of something when you've gotten the compass. Now you have no right to tell me. You can keep that private as long as you can keep that private as much as you want.
So I can go?
I'm gonna give you something. I figured you can use it way better than I can. Here. He pulls out a small wooden box. He goes,
Box full of Werthers.
he pulls out a small wooden box. And he just kind of like holds the he holds it for a moment. He just goes, I had to take it to Armin so I could disenchant it, but apparently we can put one enchantment on another. So he opens up the box, and it seems like an ink pad that you put your thumb on. There he goes. He says, you really like that compass, don't you? Well, let's do our damnedest to make sure that you don't lose it. Now you stick your thumb on there for a bit, let the ink really sink into you, let it learn who you are, and then you print it on whatever place you want on the compass. It says, after a bit, you should be good. You lose it, you just think about it, you hold out your hand, it should show right back up in your hand.
Thank you, Clarence.
Of course. Now you can go ahead and do that on your time. He gives you the box.
Take it.
Really give it a solid minute before you do anything, but I want to make sure that whatever is yours stays yours. That includes your past and anything you own. All right? We're about to be heading into some rapid waters. It's a really hot place, so in case it hasn't been sucking into you for the last 6 months, this crew gets attached to things fast. We're a family here. You can really trust us with anything. I promise you.
I feel like I should ask if you want to go fishing right now, but I also still don't want to.
Believe it or not, I don't think I'm in the mindset to right now, which is a crazy thing for him to say.
All right. We'll fish later. I'll give you one free fishing. I won't run away.
Not like you
that
could.
one time.
Not like you could. I could catch up to you, you know.
It'd take a couple hours, yeah.
You know, I was a smart ass at your age too. So maybe when you're looking at me, you're looking at your future.
I look in the mirror in the compass at myself real quick.
Please,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, you see where my hair kind of like whittles here? That's where he touches your hair, like that's where it's gonna be.
Don't.
You just make sure you take care of everything, okay?
Yeah.
All right, now I'll do you the mercy, and I'll let you leave. Yes. Go! Damn!
Okay, bye. I'm just gonna scamper back up into the crow's nest.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Clarence. The one thank you I'll give you in a while.
I still got youthful vigor in me, he says. All right. With that said, Captain Aura. whatever place you are at the moment, or business you have finished. Oh, you're actually gonna go talk to Zachariah, correct? Later.
Yeah, but honestly, now that Clarence has talked to Zachariah, she'll probably see Clarence on her way to go talk with Zachariah.
Mm-hmm.
We see Zach like.
Yeah, sees him climbing up, notices that Clarence was there, puts the two and two together. All right, they had a fishing moment. Gonna leave Zachariah alone. Goes up, still has a bag of marshmallows. Just walks up to Clarence and goes, he hears in his head, "You wanted to speak with me, Clarence."
Yes, the ever-present Captain Aura.
I held up a marshmallow. "Would you like one?" I was gonna talk to Zachariah, but I think you scared him off.
Yes. Yeah, it's my youthful vigor that does it.
Yep, that's what does it.
Magnetic push. Yes.
Your presence is astounding, as it always has been.
So is yours, Captain. I'll take one of those gelatinous choking tablets. Sure. He takes a marshmallow.
She goes, "If you leave them in your mouth long enough, they actually disintegrate."
Oh, long enough.
Yeah, I can't really chew. I figured this out the hard way. Dead stare. Then a big smile, and she says, "But actually, Humphrey made me something new. It's quite lovely."
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk all about it in private for a moment.
No, the privacy of your head doesn't count.
I suppose it does, but also it feels a little strange when
She'll
people
walk,
are
she'll
staring
walk,
at me.
she'll just walk and just swing in the marshmallow bag.
Clarence is considerably calmer at the moment, and this is someone that you've been extremely close to for 10 years. One of the first members of the Blackguards. Apparently, heading down towards the sort of like stateroom again, with just the two of you down here. He goes, "Hey, give me a moment, and don't tell Humphrey, but we're out of whiskey for a very good reason." I blamed it on Roland, but
Oh God.
he opens the door to his room, and he comes out with a nice pristine bottle of like 15-year-old scotch.
Oh,
Motherfucker.
Well, he won't know where it's been. He won't. It's the rats.
The great thing about having one sneaky rat is that we can put all our problems on him.
We really can. It's really therapeutic. Please pour me some, please.
Of course. Pours you a cup.
Little bastard taking entire bottles. What is this rat doing? Oh boy.
Aura might notice this, I suppose, but while you guys are talking about wine, you probably see like Zach's hand like reach down from like the hole of the thing and just does like this.
The crow's nest? Wait, what?
Yeah. Like there's like a hole, right, that you gotta like climb up through, right? Do I not know how ships work?
I think they're below deck
They're
right
all the way
now.
below deck.
Oh, never mind.
I was like,
I thought they were still up on the deck.
Sorry.
I don't-
Sorry.
I do have a map.
He
I
come
should bust it
down.
out.
Come down.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, how did his hand go from the top of the crow's nest to all the way below deck?
Oh, I thought you guys were
thought it
still on
was-
the deck.
I thought it was a fighter thing. I was like, level up 5th edition. Damn.
Yep, I get the ability to make portals. Level up 5e, guys.
Level up 5e.
Get it. Anyways, sorry, I was really loud. So he pours you a cup and he holds it up to clink. Two separate glass cups, and these are very expensive cups too. To our endless crusade of avarice and freedom.
And to playing the game.
Clink.
She clinks his glass. Takes a sip.
Oh, it's smooth. This is good
Ugh.
stuff.
It burns my throat in the perfect right way.
She puts it down. Uh, so, Captain, I
sorry.
guess what this rendezvous is supposed to entail is, how are you feeling about everything?
She's been setting up a chessboard while he's been talking, and she messages him. Did you know that my father was arrested a week ago?
I'm sorry. He's helping set up the chessboard.
Humphrey found out, apparently in the captain's quarters, which, interestingly enough, had the other piece of the compass, from what Daphne says, her thoughts just trail off as she finishes placing the pieces on the board.
You finish before he pours you another more in your cup. From what I know about your father, this is just my impression only, but he's a good man, isn't he?
He is.
What did they arrest him for?
Humphrey didn't know.
Got it.
But they are connected to one of the royal families. Surprise, surprise. The Crestons.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
It is what it is. Now,
What can I do for you, Captain?
she moves a pawn forward. You know what's interesting, Clarence? Everyone uses the pawn as the weakest position on the board, but to me, it's my favorite. Do I know why?
He moves forward a piece as well. It's because I reckon that you need all of them in order to win. Right?
That and it can't retreat like every other piece. Zachariah. He has something to prove.
Damn it, I am
Whatever-
the pawn.
You are. Whatever his dream may be, no matter how little or how small, I want it to come to fruition. But I don't think he knows how to turn back, much like the pawn.
That's what I'm worried about as well. I want to say that this situation is far beyond anything that we should be putting ourselves into. It goes without saying that I'm nervous, but also I'm afraid.
Afraid? Why?
I look at all the young people on our ship, and like you said, they're people with things to prove. And we're inviting them into our family, and we bring out the very best in them that we can see fit. And we give them an environment where they can do their very best and become who they want to be. No regime, nothing, no one to tell them that they're wrong. But I think about all of that, and I see where we're going, and I just get scared.
The rook. She moves. One of the most effective pieces on the board, one may argue, simply by how quickly it can move. A great piece to have on the front lines. Straightforward, to the point. Our rook, however, tends to get lost in her books. I don't know what One-Eyed Jane wants. I don't want to push her. But she is a valuable asset to our ship.
No doubt. He moves. He moves a knight. Crossing his arms, looking at the board. He just goes. They really look up to you, you know. I'm sure you know that.
They look up to me?
Yes.
She smiles. I
And
didn't know
I
that was
mean it.
possible.
Because for someone to bend down and offer their hands to help people, I think no one looks taller. And I think there's no one who does it more than you. So to me, you're the tallest person I know.
Put that on my wanted poster. She moves her own knight. Humphrey's worried too.
Of course he is. He's smart and loyal.
Well, it's my job not to worry. But guess who has taken upon herself that it is? She points to the bishop. Daphne.
It does look like Daphne, that piece specifically.
Doesn't it? She's so brilliant. I worry for her. She can get locked in her head very easily. And finally, well, not finally, but points to the queen. This piece, the most versatile on the board, can do everything, without a doubt, really self-sustainable Hiljan. I don't know why he hangs around.
Goodness gracious. But I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to be very thankful. He has all the patience in the world.
He truly does. I worry when they're not worry. There may come a day where he truly has no need for us.
Everyone has a need for family. It's not about who you're from. Family's not about who you're from. It's who you're with. It's who you love. And deep in that heart of his, behind whatever he says to his birds and that steely-eyed demeanor that catches the heart of every man and women to every harbor we go to.
I know, my gods.
That heart beats. It beats for us.
And then finally she puts her finger on the king piece and says, "You're asking how I'm doing." Much like the king, this piece, I am the most useless piece on the board. Only able to move one space, and should the king fall, the game is over. However, Clarence, that's not how this ship works. I may not be able to provide much, but should I fall, you all will pick up as easily and seamlessly as before.
You want to know something I've learned in history? And I know a lot of history, considering I'm an old fossil, apparently.
Ancient. Decrepit.
Because throughout history, there's been a constant. Someone has a big idea, and then people follow them. They fight for them. And in some cases, they do more unsavory things for them. Really depends on the person who has the idea. This is how wars happen. This is how politics started. And for some reason, that's how taxes were made.
Damn taxes.
But there's one thing that everyone with an idea has to be to have people who would fight for them and love them and to cherish them. So they have to be a good leader. all these people are here because of you. They're moving around, he takes a move, on the chessboard, defending what's closest to them is because they realize that you're the heart of it all. But if you're worried that if you're gone, he takes your king piece up. He says, and no one else can function. I find that in history, says all the good ideas are immortal. They speak to everyone. So I say that no matter what happens to you, you've instilled, he puts the king back, you've instilled a king in everyone here.
Keep them playing. Let them find the most joyous moments. I don't know what we're going into, but I can assure you I will not lose a single member on this ship. I refuse.
I also refuse. I want these kids to be happy. I want to give them a life that I couldn't make for myself. And I want them to get the wisdom I have without paying the price that I have. I'm hoping this entire thing, this bandy wallop, whatever it's called, it gets everyone the money or something where they can just be free. Live their dream.
It could be nothing. It could be nothing. It could be empty, nothing. Regardless, it gives us a goal. And so we play the game. She moves another piece.
I mean, I think there's a lot of points in your life where you venture out to something and you think it could be nothing. I think that's true for everyone here. He moves a piece. I think everyone here face that dilemma of fearing to find nothing. And they found the Blackguards. I mean, you damn near shine enough. I'm worried. I'm endlessly worried. There's nothing you could do about that. That's just love.
I know. Toxic thing.
Horrible. Terrible.
Awful. Thing. God, get it away. Makes this pirating thing so much more difficult.
We should have just been warlords who...
We should have, yeah, we really should.
Boss around people.
Yeah, we should have been dictators, actually. A lot easier that way.
I have some changes I want to make, specifically about Zachariah's attitude towards fishing.
Martial law is effective tomorrow.
He doesn't even know what a scarlet herring is. Dumbass.
Well, he seems to come from very little. Poor kid. We'll make it work.
I gave him something.
You gave him something.
You sound surprised.
I am. I'm happy to hear you two connecting. Normally he is hard to catch.
Says, spend long enough. You know the tale about the hare and the what was it? A turtle?
Yeah, fair enough. The Haragon and the turtle.
Says, I have enough tenacity in my bones. I can catch anyone. But I had a locket I never really told you about. Figured that was it never really came up.
A
Now
locket.
it's really coming to me. That locket belonged to someone I really held fond.
Oh.
But it's long gone by now. Whatever that
Oh.
was.
Boo.
It's not my fault you got all happy before everything. But I still remember everything. I remember all the good times I've had. That's what you tend to remember at the very end of your life.
Well, your end isn't soon.
Goodness,
You're
no.
not going anywhere.
Not until these kids are safe.
Deal.
And then I'll find a nice place. Maybe a hill that looks to the east to where the sun is.
Nice patch of sun to lie in.
A place where I could just lay down and stare out into the sky and think about all the good times we had. But real quick, say this name. Just say it once for me.
Speak it.
Lolita.
You want me to speak it out loud? Clarence, you know I can't really.
Just in my head. Sorry.
Oh.
I was like, that's cruel.
Yeah. Now it's a word with you have to use your tongue so much for that word too.
She'll say Lolita.
Lolita. Lolita, 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 Lolita. Now, there's a real fine. I think the name itself is melodic, but I can't. Sadly, you don't have the. You don't have the the means.
Quite the dig, Clarence, I must say.
Lolita. That's the tip of the tongue taking a trip of 3 steps down the palate to tap at 3 on the teeth. Lolita. Oh, she was low, plain low, in the morning, standing 4 feet 10 in 1 sock. She was Lola in slacks. She was Dolly at school. But on the dotted line, she was Dolores. But in my arms, she was always Lolita.
Oh.
When I bought a locket for her, I had a really expensive enchantment put on it. I might as well have bought a damn ring. But I wanted to make sure that if it left me or whatever, it would come back to me. Well, I loved her. In case you couldn't tell by the flowery language.
Oh.
But I had to go. Because I've made mistakes in my life. I don't want anyone on the ship to make mistakes. Or anything of that sort, that they have to leave the ones they love behind. Because at the very least, I can teach you all. Because 50 years of being a bad example can make you a really good teacher. I gave it to Zachariah because I figured that compass is something dear to him. I don't want any of you to lose anything that you cherish.
It's also part of the game. But in terms of Zachariah, you've given him a most beautiful gift. And I assume you did not tell him this locket's origin.
Well, the boy tends to close his ears sometimes when I'm babbling about, so I need to save it for a special occasion.
Thank you.
Let's stock up, buy a lot of whiskey, wine, everything. Let's party, spend a few days in merriment, and then we're off to follow some footsteps. But I must say, Captain, you've been leaving some pretty big footsteps yourself. Says, I envy the people who are going to follow in yours one day.
I'm merely a fool.
Fools make history. They call them heroes.
Hero.
Also, motherfucker, how did you do that? Looking at the chessboard.
She goes, oh, sorry. Normally I go easy on you, but I've just been a little stressed out recently.
You played your stress and you got me in there?
It's habit. Sorry.
Oy vey.
I must say, I am jealous, Clarence. As she pushes back from the table. To have a great love. Romantic.
See, this is why I didn't tell you anything.
Dancing underneath the starlight. It's like I read in all those books. And she hops down, this dink, tiny little woman from her chair. Love, love, love. Love makes the world go round. Some say, is it better to be ruled by fear than love? And I think it depends on what kind of reaction you are looking to gain. So yeah, let's get fucking wasted. Take the bottle and just start chugging it. And then she'll open the door and go, you ready? Humphrey's gonna lose his shit. It's gonna be so fucking funny.
That's gonna be really great.
She'll just start chugging it and walking down.
And you make your way out onto the ship.
Chugging, you see the tiny captain chugging a bottle of full fucking whiskey.
I see by this point everyone is in the same.
Wait, also there? Humphrey's also there? Or is he still in the kitchen?
Yeah, you're definitely you're definitely there.
He'll lose his mind.
Humphrey goes to grab a bottle because he's about to cook with that. And it's not there.
Oh, it's just super mad all the time when stuff is missing.
You see, Aura gets up on, there's a little table and she looks for Daphne.
She is coming out of wherever and talking, going, thank you again for all the help, One-Eyed Jane. It went a lot faster, I think, with you.
Yeah, anytime. I would love to help you.
And sees Aura with a bottle.
Oh!
I thought we were out. We were just counting everything we needed.
Aura gives a big old wink, takes her hat off, puts it on Daphne's head, and hands the bottle to One-Eyed Jane and claps a few times.
Yeah!
Captain! Yes, Captain! And I just started to throw it back.
And in Daphne's head, Daphne will hear, "First mate, shall we dine? Shall we feast? Shall we dance? Maybe our last."
We shall then.
At this point,
Hand the
also
bottle to
Humphrey comes
Daphne.
out with like the finished soup and everything. 'Cause, like everyone gathers around
Holds
dinner
it.
time, and like, wait, is that whiskey? I thought it was the bastard.
No, Daphne has it in her hand.
He puts down the soup and gets down running for it.
Aura will intercept him, and since she is a halfling, she can use something, or I can go between larger people's legs. What is it?
Oh.
Halfling nimbleness. I can move through the space of any creature that is a size larger than yours. So she'll definitely duck between his legs and grab his shoelaces to try to trip him.
I think Humphrey is gonna. You see, all of a sudden, I'm gonna use 2 exertion points for that. Humphrey just. He's gone from your sight, and you're like, where is he? And you feel like this warm breath behind your back, Daphne. It's like, at least share it with me. Don't just steal it. And he grabs the bottle and like, just goes also for like a few swigs.
One-eyed Jane and I were just counting for what we need for supplies, and I guess we weren't out.
Crashed?
Huh?
I was gonna say, is Daphne trashed?
No.
No,
She's
not
just
yet,
like,
okay.
what is going on? Everything's always chaos. When she steps out of her little bubbles.
By this point, I want to know where Zachariah is. Is he coming down?
No, he is focused on the. on putting things
That
together.
won't do. I grab the bag of marshmallows and climb up the crow's nest.
Yeah, you would see just Zachariah. He is like,
Oh yeah, he
how
forgot
does this
about
go
dinner time.
together?
You'll just see, waiting on the edge of the crow's nest, a little head.
A Captain jump scare. You just see Captain.
No pirate hat, and then flung over the edge, a bag of marshmallows as she clambers over the side and plops down and sits in front of you with her legs crossed and hands on her lap.
Captain,
She
you're
says,
probably
not-
the third person I've run into today while up here, and honestly, probably the best one.
stares blankly, reaches into the marshmallow bag, places one in her mouth,
Do
and
we
in his head he clearly hears, "Chubby bunny."
I'm right now.
Reaches into the bag, pulls out another marshmallow, places it in her mouth. He again hears, very clearly, "Chubby bunny."
Fine. Oh. Fine.
Takes a third one, pops it in. "Chubby bunny." Clearly still in his head.
Boom, boom.
Puts
Oh,
another one in
boy.
mouth. "Chubby bunny." Do you give up? Do you concede?
Mm-mm.
All right.
Mm.
She keeps throwing him in. Chubby bunny, chubby bunny. Chubby. Please don't choke. It happened to me once on Toffee. Humphrey was very mad with me. Let's take a breather. Breathe. Yep. Yep. Hey, Zachariah, guess what? They come out at night without being called. What are they? And she looks up and goes, "Are you saying stars?" That was the answer, but I don't think that's what you said. It is stars. You're correct. Yeah, you're right. Stars are so funny, aren't they? As the navigator, you're always looking at them. Even in the day, they're still there. Odd, isn't it? How a presence can still be with you even when it's not around. Yeah. I find that during the day, we forget that the stars are there.
Mm-hmm.
Remember. Remember, navigator. And at this, she'll put a hand gently on his shoulder. The stars are always here.
They're disintegrating.
The stars?
No.
Oh! She goes, that's okay. I just have sugar in my mouth. It's kind of like a, and you see her cheeks are literally puffed up.
Oh, you're still talking just normal. I don't understand.
How? It's through your head.
Wait.
Oh, did you not know that? Oh, yeah, here, ready? Ready? Watch this. She'll close her eyes and pretend to be sleeping. Zachariah. He'll hear in the back of his head, 'tis I, the ghost of the Blackguard Gallery. I've entered your mind.
We played this game like 40 times.
And you're getting better.
Did I not realize? Okay. Anyway.
Do you need help? She points to the compass.
Yeah, I can't figure out how to get it to go together.
Best take a break then, yes?
I really want to get it together, though.
Best to take a break, and then he'll feel little arms from around the back of his neck, little legs go around him and go, we must go down below deck. Quickly, navigator. The whiskey calls.
There's whiskey down there?
Oh, yes. Humphrey found out. He's not happy. And once Hiljan knows, now we're really fucked. So quick, get down there before he drinks the whole fucking thing.
Okay. All right. I will quickly pack up my things.
She's still hanging on, like a little backpack.
Yeah, I'll start to climb down. When I get to like 40 feet off the deck, I'll just let go and jump.
Wah! You'll hear it in his head.
So Daphne, you see that.
Yeah, I'll like push off the mast and like swing to let go. Do a little flip.
You put
holding
your
on the
captain's-
high time.
You put your hat on me, and she's got it in her
Yes.
hands. At this point, she was just brushing it off, brushing like imaginary dust, anything off of it, and just sees Zachariah as like, well, at least I know he didn't fall. She says to the
Or
others.
waves at Daphne, and in Daphne's head she hears, did you see? I did a backflip. It was very fun.
Thumbs up.
So
Is that a fucking bottle of whiskey?
I run. Save Humphrey.
you get it from Humphrey?
Yeah, I take it from Humphrey. I swing.
Oh my god.
I hand to Aura, and then I run off with her.
I go, wait, hold on. Can I be on his shoulders with the bottle of whiskey on his shoulders? Just swinging. Do not let Hiljan see this. Let me make this very clear to everyone. This is top secret. Should he discover this whiskey, it is gone.
Let's just restart when we're at the island. We need like barrels at least.
Oh, we love you, Humphrey.
Brooke comes up.
Isn't the first time, won't be the last.
Brooke comes up as well, seeing all of that happen, and then sees Daphne wearing the captain's hat.
Not wearing it anymore.
Oh,
it's in
not
her
wearing it.
hands.
Just hold it. Just walks up to you, just really quietly. She's trying to. She always tries to make herself like really small. She just goes, "It's done. Anything else?"
Thanks, Brooke. I think it's been a busy day. I think all should be handled.
Got it.
You're right in time for dinner. And he just starts like pouring soup for people that he brought.
Fish soup.
Yeah.
There's a
Okay.
Yeah.
very visible pout. She's pouting as she's just looking at it. All right.
Brooke, I have a question for you. His name's Roland to me?
Yes.
The bard.
Okay. I was like, Wayland or Roland? I can't think of it. Roland. I was like, okay. How much did Roland do?
Just shakes her head.
Thank you.
And she begrudgingly go get some soup. Humphrey, you do know that she's been hungry for a while now. I think because you've been in tune, Brooke doesn't eat the fish soup that much, but it's all you've been having. As you're being real quick, as you're running around, Zachariah with Captain Aura on your back, Roland is giving chase. It's like, hold on, give me a spit of that fucking ambrosia. You can't keep that to yourself.
Nope. I activate my swift stance to give me an extra 5 feet of movement.
Motherfucker! He's gonna make a wisdom saving throw.
Roland?
Oh my god.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Me? All right. Is this a charm, afraid, and any of that sort of stuff?
It's no.
Okay, but it is a spell. So
It is a whole person.
Okay.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, okay.
Wisdom's not my good thing, but we'll.
Wait. As soon as
wait,
your
that's
senses
the
seize
paralyzed,
upon
right?
the uttering of an incantation or a hand working the gestures of magic, your body reflexively reacts with violence. So
Okay.
I'm going to spend a point to stop him from casting the spell.
make an attack roll. You're not doing any damage, but make an attack roll.
Okay.
I have two. It's a paralyzed, so I actually have two direct use dice on this.
Okay, well, I'll wait for when I change the go
Yeah.
for.
I don't have an unarmed strike on here, so I'm just going to roll with my greatsword. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah, you can roll.
Only 16.
Yes. All right, well, you're not gonna stop, then I'm gonna whoosh. Looks over. His eye slowly goes over to you when I drink.
And when he gets stopped, she goes, Roland, I have something for you to do.
All right. Walks over to Daphne. Very scared of when I drink.
Even more terrifying of Daphne, he will be soon.
I reach up, take the bottle, take a swig, hand it back.
We're just taking sips now.
Yeah.
Guys, I said chair.
That would have been an 18, by the way, but we're good.
She gives the bottle to One-Eyed Jane and then blows Humphrey a kiss. Kiss for the cook, cooks for the kiss. What is it again? There's something on your apron.
Guess where
Do
the
they
cooks,
even matter?
everyone.
Kiss for the cooks. Everyone kiss Humphrey. Give him some love.
No, I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna stealth under the table.
Humphrey, I'm just gonna say you just straight up, like
Homer.
kisses for the
do
cook.
that?
As soon as it's announced, whoosh, gone.
Every time it gets him.
Hey Daphne, you're not mad at me, are you?
What reason would I have to be mad at you?
Oh, okay. I think
You
I
have
know
one
that
chance
tone.
to tell me. One chance.
Perhaps it's because you find yourself distracted by my charms.
Okay, so what I need you to do is I want you to go get the mop. She says,
Wait, I'm on mopping duty.
I want you to get the mop, and I want you to make sure that any water that came over during the storm is completely dried up.
We're on a ship.
Mm-hmm.
Daphne, are you really?
And it's a huge ship.
You're not mad at me, are you? Daphne?
Nope.
Daphne?
Maybe there will still be some soup left afterwards. If you start now.
All right. Aye, aye.
And next time when I ask you to help Brooke, you could actually stand to help.
There's a chill in the room, and he's gonna go.
Why?
Everyone else having fun. Everyone else is having fun, and Daphne's just like, I'm getting people in trouble.
I will say, then Daphne in her head will hear, Captain, there's a mutiny! As you see,
As you say that, Brooke puts down her bowl, and a knife is in her hand. She looks around, like legitimately. Oh no! You sign it, sorry. She knows.
to Daphne.
Paying attention.
And she'll crawl down from Zachariah's shoulders, run over, get down on her knees and go, Captain, what shall we do?
She takes the hat. She goes, One-Eyed Jane tells me she wants to be a captain, and this is the most she's played along with anything for a bit. Is she gives the hat to One-Eyed Jane.
Just look at it with awe, and like I look at our real captain like kneeling before you, and just like slowly putting it to my head. Is today my day?
As she like goes to hand you the hat, I'll take the bottle out of your hand, so you have it.
Thank you.
Brooke walks away with the bowl.
Hey, get back here! I'm captain now. And I'll just chase after her.
clamping the bowl.
Tiny hat!
Oh yeah, it's just like
With a tiny hat!
Brooke grips the bowl just with a twitch of the eye. And who has a whiskey bottle at the moment? Zachariah?
I do. I'm gonna take a swig, and then if Squee and Coco are up here, I'm just gonna hand it to them.
No, not the kobolds!
No.
Hey, that's really crazy because I was about to introduce him to you as well. That's really crazy. You read my mind. You look for them specifically.
I take a swig and I go, doesn't taste how I remember.
Give? Try?
Yeah. Here, take. Have
Both
fun.
of them grab it and they both scurry away.
Oh, real party now. Oh boy.
As everyone everyone gets well involved in the jubilation of tonight's celebration, but wait until you see what happens when we have more whiskey and song. If the ship's bard is not playing is not playing a mop at the moment.
Sorry about that.
It seems like with the trip to Elores, that this is only a preview of the jubilation to come. One-Eyed Jane, as you chase down Brooke, and she's avoiding you, but also Semi can't avoid you because the captain's there, and she follows whatever they say. As everyone is relatively drunk except for Daphne. And Humphrey, as you are well hidden from everyone.
Under the table!
Yeah, I was gonna say, I also, after I cause the chaos of giving that to them, once everyone is sufficiently distracted, I would also like to sneak away as well to get back to work.
At some point during the evening, even though he disappeared under the table, he comes back out of the kitchen again with sushi.
Aura's very excited. She doesn't have her hat on at all, and she's just eating it with her hands.
Yeah.
Actually, she's not, because she's choking on it, because she can't chew.
What's finding some newfound spirits within the solving of a mystery 6 months in the making, but with some questions still left in the air. It says, your worries tend to melt away when you're surrounded by loved ones and your face is hot from all the alcohol you've drunken. As the unused car sails towards their next destination, this is where we are going to stop the game for now.
Yay! Good good job, everybody. We're gonna get fucked.
There's no happiness beyond this point, probably.
So enjoy it for now. Live off of it.
All the levity. There's no more levity in this game.
All goes downhill from here.
Hey, Captain. While we're talking, are you noticing the red flags?
Have you noticed the red flags that have been popping up every single time we figure out something fucking new?
I
Jesus,
am
it's kinda stuck.
old. Clarence.
I am old.
Clarence.
Whoa, I am old as shit. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you again. See ya.
Bye bye.
Ooh.
Arg.